Hello. Ah, how's everyone doing right now? Because I am doing great. I am doing the best I've done in the week. Listen. It happened. It happened. It finally happened. I think someone tried to warn me last night, but I wasn't paying attention to Discord. And then I opened Twitter today, and everything absolutely just shit hit the fan, to say the fucking least. But how's everyone doing? Hello there. Are you guys ready? I mean, there's not much to dig into because it is what it is, and I feel like anyone with like two fucking brain cells knew this was gonna happen. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, although I assume most of you fucking do, Corinne Busche, the game director for Dragon Age: The Veilguard, allegedly quit her job. Although I 100% allegedly, my opinion, believe that this is a situation of I'm quitting before you fire me. You know what I mean? Yeah, but she quit her job at EA, a company in which she has been working for like the last, like, what, I think it's been 18 years, almost 20, so, you know. And no one is surprised. I'm not surprised. Someone asked, am I feeling vindicated? Yes, I am. Because I don't know about anything else, okay? I don't know about anything else. I don't know about Ubisoft. I don't know about, Assassin's Creed. But I know about BioWare and I know about Dragon Age Developer specifically. And I feel like I have been saying this for the longest time of you cannot expect to keep a job when you have proven that when you're put in a position of power and you are put in a position to oversee things, everything just, shits the bed. Everything is terrible and no one fucking likes it. Not even the people that played it, multiple times. I've had people in my replies on Twitter be like, oh, well, yeah, maybe the game is not the best. It's quite bad actually, but well, you know what I mean? Are these new pajamas? Bitch, how is this a pajama? I'm dressed today. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm dressed today, but hello. I have been saying this since the beginning. I do feel absolutely like validated and vindicated. That happened to me, when I was like spewing shit about it for the longest time. And people were like, calling me crazy and saying that I was like making up stuff or whatever when I was just like putting two and two together for, of what I saw, and I put it together, and then the leaks came out and I was like, you know what? I was absolutely right. And I was absolutely right about this. Is it gonna happen again? No. But it happened. It's not a pajama. It's not a pajama. It's a cute shirt. Motherfuckers. Hello. God. I don't know. Um I'm dressed for the occasion. Like, this is motive of celebration for me. And a lot of people are like, oh my god. I saw Eddie's tweet of like, oh, all the trans folks are jumping at the opportunity to grift and make profit off of this. Welcome to reality, Eddie, once again. It's been a while. But yeah, guess what? It's not even about like money or profit or anything. It's about being validated. You know what I mean? So yeah, stop with the pajamas. Fucking no. It's a blouse. Thank you. EA doesn't sell its IPs. Dragon Age will be locked away. I'm okay with that. Like, I said that multiple times. They should have let it like fade into obscurity. I said it multiple times, and I will say it again. And I answered to someone on a tweet, and I said that, Bioware has been in decline for many years, obviously. Dragon Age 2 was the beginning of it. And then Andromeda and Anthem was just like building the coffin and putting stones inside of it. And Veilguard was just like, closing the lid, nailing it down, and throwing it into the fucking ocean. That's what I said. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Are we fucking surprised? No, we're not. And if you are, you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be surprised because it is what it is. A job is a job, and you have to be qualified to perform that job. And I mean, I guess we can go into. I did this many, many months ago to, drive my fucking point home. My fucking Yeti is in the way. But I'll do it again. I guess we're gonna see Corinne Busche LinkedIn and see what she worked on before she became game director for Veilguard. And then you will put, your own conclusions together, and that's it. That's all you need to do. That's what I did. That's what I did. I knew Veilguard, and I said it as well on Twitter to someone. I don't know if you're there. Hello. I said it. I said, hey, I knew Veilguard was never gonna succeed. Shiva agrees with me. I knew that Dreadwolf / Veilguard was not gonna succeed. It couldn't succeed. Like, it had 4 directors. It's been in development for 10 years. The hype was not there. It was never gonna succeed. What EA did was, like, cut their losses and look at the political, like, layout and be, okay, what it's selling right now. And what was selling was, like, rainbow flags. And this, and that, and whatever. So they were trying to get, like, relatable sales. Like, PD sales. And that's it. That's the extent of it. And they proved me right every step of the way. I didn't have to do anything. And someone tried to tell me today that I was saying we need new blood into the video game industry. We do. Because it's tainted. Thanks so much for the follow, Sigi Loco. Like, it's crazy. And someone said, well, Corinne technically was fresh blood. Bitch, no, Corinne wasn't fresh blood. Okay, let me do this. Okay. So if you guys don't know, this is Corinne Busche, very proud game director of Dragon Age: The Veilguard. Previously working in BioWare and EA. Not anymore, obviously. Yeah, and, trans woman and game design director of Dragon Age. 15 years of experience in the industry, specializing in systems, gameplay, and UX. Yeah, right. Huh. Listen. Okay, so before EA, before, being a lead systems designer, an environment artist, you know what I mean? Because that makes you the perfect person to just, like, lead an entire video game. I said it. Let's see the projects that Corinne Busche, my bestie, my best friend, worked before she worked on the Veilguard. The Sims 4. The Sims 3. Let's continue. It gets better, okay? Nerf and Strike for the Wii. The Simpsons, PS3, Xbox 360, Tiger Woods PGA Tour 8, 7, and 6. The Sims Mobile. The Sims 3, like a fucking expansion pack. Monopoly, and Nerf and Strike. And I will tell you what I told you all those fucking months ago when I first saw this shit. How is this person qualified to be the game director of Dragon Age? Answer me that. Can any of you, can anyone raise your hand? Can a person like this be in charge of an entire, like, directing an entire video game? No, that's correct. Right. You're right. Are we surprised? Are we surprised? And for people to tell me airbagged, we'll get there. First of all, these news were broken by Grams and Smash JT. Don't let people tell you otherwise. A lot of people are, like, taking over the news, and that's not correct. But I will read it with you. Let's all read it together. Corinne Busche, game director of Dragon Age: The Veilguard, has left BioWare and EA. BioWare Edmonton, the Belgard studio, to be shuttered. Like, I'm guess like shut. We don't know about that one, but the Corinne Busche leaving EA, it's pretty much confirmed. The farewell email shared with me, and I verified her with living with Smash 3D contacts at EA/BioWare. The rumor that goes with this is that Edmonton offices on BioWare will be shut in February, just before the EA town hall for investors and gamers. So, and this is the email allegedly, but it's pretty much like confirmed that this is the case. And it says, "Hey all, hard to believe I'm writing these words, but here it goes. It's time for me to say goodbye. Today is my last day at BioWare and EA. After so much contemplation, I've decided to pursue a new challenge and a new project, doing what I love most, making RPGs." Right. Right. Yeah. But so, because my passion and what I like to do, for example, it's writing. I love writing. And what I do to get better at writing is play golf. You know what I mean? Because those two, I make games for EA that are like, that have nothing to do with making RPGs because I want to make RPGs. And there's a connection there. You guys cannot see it, but there's a line that connects to those two things that seem completely separate to you. They're not. Okay? They're not. It wasn't an easy decision. It was a terribly easy decision. Probably not for you, but probably for your higher ups. As I meant it when I say I love BioWare, the Dragon Age team, and what we've accomplished together, absolutely fucking nothing. You have accomplished nada. What you have accomplished actually is just completely ruining the company's reputation, which, it was a hard thing to do because even after Andromeda, even after Anthem, Shiva is in agreement. People were still willing to ride for BioWare, as people do with companies that they like. They're willing to like suspend their sense of disbelief and wait, because maybe, just maybe, it was a 1-time, 2-time, 3-time thing, and they will release a good game. They don't. They never do. But, my time with all of you has been the highlight of my career. Damn right it has been a highlight of your career. I want to offer my personal thanks to each of you for your trust, your companionship, and for the many ways in which you have inspired me and helped me grow. I'll be eagerly waiting to see what great experiences you create next. And as a fan, I will be rooting for you. If I can leave you with any advice, it is this. We all know making games, it's hard. It's part of why we do it. But making games is also about the people and the reliance we have on one another. So take the time to celebrate the wins and lift each other up. The challenge, the work will always be there, but the moments we have with each other are precious and few. Let's stay in touch, Corinne. No, I don't think I will. I mean, I will keep in touch in the sense of like, I'm gonna keep an eye on what you do so I don't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Not that you're gonna do much, I believe. You know what I mean? This is, it's insane. It's insane. And yeah, the fact that, and I said it on my tweets, the fact that Corinne believes that she's gonna work on anything of note in future, it's absolutely fucking crazy to me. And if a company it's willing to take her in, just know that you're fucked. Maybe as a janitor, maybe like, I don't know, giving out mail. Do people still do that? With emails, you don't really have to do that. I don't know, like passing out like donuts at the office, something like that could work, but and this is a Smash JTs, which I haven't read, but we will read it together. Then exclusive that Smash got, Corinne Busche out of BioWare and Edmonton studio closure looms. The once legendary RPG studio known as BioWare has been the cornerstone of the gaming industry for decades, but a long line of failures between Mass Effect Andromeda, Anthem, and now Dragon Age Dawnwalker were causing signs of a studio heading towards a catastrophic clownfall. Not clownfall, it's downfall, but I like clownfall better. Yeah, I mean, anyone with 2 fucking brain cells could have told you, like... I mean, and I've been saying, like, BioWare has been dead. Like all they have been doing this past like year, it's dragging around and parading its corpse, which good for them, but anyone with like two fucking brain cells and a working nose could like smell the rot and smell of decomposition coming from BioWare. We all knew this was gonna happen. And even if the Edmonton like shutting down, like the studio shutting down, doesn't happen, it will happen. It doesn't have to happen this year. It's gonna happen eventually because they haven't done absolutely anything of note in the past 10 years. They're only like their last shot that they have, if the studio doesn't close down before then, it's Mass Effect. That's their last chance at redemption. That's it. After that, if they even live long enough to release Mass Effect, it's over. It's over. If Mass Effect doesn't perform and it's not like a fucking in like for real this time return to form, and it's not gonna be, unless I'm hearing about other like writers leaving EA. Like Corinne is a win in my books, but I need Patrick Wicks out of there. Every single fucking like writer that was like talking shit on Twitter, I need them out. I need them out. I do. Yeah, this is like the. I would recommend that you guys read the thing for yourself. I don't know how to read, so I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, it seems like it's gonna close down the studio. Are we surprised? Not really. I'm not. If you are, that's, I don't know why you are surprised, but I don't know. This is completely like expected, at least on my part. So I don't know. I am extremely validated, and I wanted to talk a little bit like of what I think this might like mean for the like rest of studios. I said it like Vilgod has become a cautionary tale for any company nowadays. And I'm even seeing some stupid shit coming from the studio that it's making. Like, was it Warhorse that it's making Kingdom Come Deliverance 2? We don't know. Listen, we need new blood in the industry. I've said it once, I've said it a million times, and I'll say it again. New blood. And I'm not talking about, kick everyone from Ubisoft and BioWare and put, no. I need people that have built themselves from the ground up and have very like assert, like, they want to make video games. That's the people I want. And if that's not Ubisoft and that's not Bethesda, that's not BioWare, then it's not them and I don't care. But they're also not gonna get my money because I'm tired, honestly. She is leaving, yes, like finally. What do you guys think about this? Like, honestly. And I also touched today on why I believe, and I've said it multiple times, like, if you guys watch me, you know my stance on like the whole culture war and the like war against, thank you for the follow, Cloud, the war against the woke culture. I think it's been completely like the main purpose of it, and I think Hypnotic put it beautifully today. It's a war against agendas, not against people specifically, not against like individuals. It's against agendas, and it's against like people pushing like a very specific reality that they live, for sure. That's your experience, onto everyone else, and then getting PC when people don't like it, when they don't like reality or a version of reality in something that it's supposed to like take you out of reality. So, that's my experience. I don't think games are failing because they're woke. They have pronouns. Oh no, the body types are buff and lean. You know what I mean? I don't think that's the case. That's my opinion. You can have your opinion. Say it with me. You guys know the drill. I have my opinion. You have your opinion. We can have opinions together in peace. If you want to say your opinion on the big screen, you become a streamer and you do it, okay? But I don't believe that's the case. I think like Baldur's Gate 3 completely knocked that idea like out of the table. Like it's not because it's woke. It's because these companies just don't put resources and money where they have to put them, which is quality. It's, hiring for skill, hiring the best of the best that they are, in new people that know what they're doing, and they knew like, they have the skills and they know how to use the tools for the job. It's about using that money and that time and that, into hiring like fucking what? Like poster childs. That's what you're doing. You're hiring someone that you can put in front of a camera, and you can get someone, like that feels like them or relates to them, to be like, I don't care about video games, and I don't care that this video game might be bad. I'm gonna buy it because it represents me. Which is absolutely fucking stupid, because guess what? You're not Spider-Man, and you're not fucking Wolverine, and you're not none of these fucking people. You're not Alloy. You're not. And that's the entire fucking point. Video games are not meant to be about representation. Not all of them, at least. If your game's theme is about that, you do that. I'm not gonna play it, but I'm not gonna fucking talk shit about it either, because I don't care. It's not something that I want to play, so I'm not gonna play it. But when you try to make representation and inclusivity and diversity the main theme of every single fucking source of media ever, in every single video game, people are gonna be like, what the, why this and this doesn't fucking fit? It doesn't, you know? Like, I just want to play my fucking video games. I just want to like pick a fucking Warhammer and bash things on the head. That's all I want to do. And the fact that this simple concept, it's so hard to understand for a lot of people, it's insane. You guys can call me, whatever you want. You can call me woke. You can call me like a pussy, a fence sitter. I don't care, because I don't give a shit about anyone's opinion but myself. But you cannot expect for everyone to eat it up. And I've said it, you can call me a transphobe, but it's the proof is in the fucking pudding. Corinne Busche has been working for EA for 18 years. Let's round it up. Let's say fucking 20 years. 19 of those 20 years, Corinne Busche was a man in that company. And I believe she transitioned into a woman like last year. Or the year before that, but very briefly. She transitioned in a year very quickly, and then all of a sudden, after 20 years of just touching your fucking dingalon, making The Sims 4 or The Sims 3 fucking expansion packs, you are put as a game director for one of the most expected, the most expected like video games for the past 10 years. But you're expecting me to believe that you were hired solely because of your skills. And it has nothing to do with the fact that, the company is now pushing very, like, woke ideas onto their fucking audience that no one asked for. I'm sorry. You can call me transphobe. I can call that putting two and two together. It is what it is. It is what it is. Corinne fit an agenda. They fucking looked at Corinne and said, oh my god, this is heaven sent. The fucking people in the LGBTQ plus community are gonna fucking love this. Let's put Corinne in charge of everything. And it doesn't matter if Corinne is not good, or if they deliver a fucking, subpar product. We don't have a product to sell them, It's been 10 years. We've had like 4 game directors? They're not gonna get a fucking product at this rate. Let's just like put together something really quickly in like a year, Slap some fucking progressive shit all over the place. Yes, gender identity. Yes, this. Yes, that. Ooh, oh my god. And then put a fucking crayon on the face of it. Have her like do interviews and talk about everything, and how she feels represented in her own work, and how she wants to write and make games for people that look like her. And people are gonna eat it up. And what happened? They ate it up. Not as much as they used to, 100%, but this has been like a industry standard. You guys have seen it with like Spider-Man. It doesn't, I feel like, yeah, but it's been a thing of like, oh, if we add certain things, it's the reason why is it in like June, July, I don't know, Prime Month, every single company under the fucking sun changes their fucking profile picture on Twitter to a fucking rainbow. Like, that means fucking anything. All of a sudden, like, oh, we're allies. We love the gays, and the gays love us, and you should, the gays should give me money because we love the gays. We have a fucking rainbow on our profile picture. You should give us our money. And this has been working for the longest time because, unfortunately, whether they fucking believe it or not, minorities are very, easy to manipulate. They want to, believe that they're like fucking like warriors now. They're, oh my god, we're taking everything back. We're taking this and that. And at the end of the day, they are just being used for companies. It is what it is. It's been the case for a very long time. And now it just doesn't fucking work anymore. Because at least back then, you can put a fucking flag and that's fine. No one cares about it because the game, it's still good. Like the core of it, the base of it is like, well, whatever. I take it, I leave it, and then I move on with my life. But nowadays, you cannot do that with video games because it's not something you can like fucking go in your little web past it and ignore. I don't care about flags. I don't give a shit. But you cannot do that, and you could not do that with Veilguard. Veilguard was a game that was extremely adamant on telling you exactly like what it was about. And it wasn't, you couldn't just be like, no, thank you. No, I want to do that. No, thank you. It was like, no. You're gonna hear about this. You have to hear about this. You need to be informed. You need to learn. I don't need to do anything. I don't. You don't have to decide that for me. You don't get to do that. I want to play a game. I want to play as a fucking mage that fucking hurls fireballs at people. That's what I want to do. I don't want to have a fucking horned bitch at my back fucking crying and having snot running down her fucking face because I call her a she instead of a they. I don't want that. It's stupid. It's absolutely ridiculous. And the fact that these people don't understand that it's being used, and they are being used as fucking swords and shields for the longest time. It's beyond me. It is beyond me. And it's sad, to be very fair with you. It is sad that they're just like, so, like, it's not even subtle. And they just get away with it and they eat it up anyways. Because of representation. Well, you fucking straight people have had it so good for so long. It's time for us. Is the product fucking good though? Is it good? Is it? At the end of the day, and I said it, I don't want Veilguard to be about the straights and the whites. No thank you. I wouldn't fucking want it if you gave it to me. Because that's not what I want for representation. It's not what you want. It's Veilguard, the peak of what you want for people, like you. Do better. Like, isn't that like that's what I want? I want the industry to do better for every single person that has a wallet and a will to play a video game. You're wrong, not completely wrong. Why am I wrong? What am I wrong about? By the way, I cannot be wrong because it's my fucking opinion. So, first of all, but it's stupid. It is absolutely fucking stupid. And again, I will say it. I don't care about your opinion. You're watching me at home or on your phone or on your fucking TV. I don't care about your opinion. I don't. I know exactly, like, where I'm coming from. And I'm not a hateful person in this. I am hateful, but not in the sense of like, I don't want people hurt. I don't want people to die. I don't want people that are not like me or don't think like me or don't, to die. I don't want that. I don't. Or like, no. I want my video games to stay video gamey and to be fun to play. You know, a game that I've been playing recently? Fucking Animal Crossing. You know a game that hasn't changed a single fucking bit since released? Animal Crossing. You know a game that still sells like fucking popcorn? Animal Crossing. It's almost like that's what you have to do. If it works, it fucking works. Don't change it. And if you want to tell a fucking story that it's very specific to you and very personal, you write another video game about it. You don't take something that it's already been made and then you fucking strip it for parts. You choose what you can salvage, and then you slap everything that you want on it and fucking call it a masterpiece, because no one is gonna eat that shit, and no one ate that shit. Okay? Stupid, ridiculous. I'm sick and tired. Thank you for the follows, by the way, and the super chats. I will read them in a bit, so keep sending me money, please. So 30 of that, I completely didn't see most of what you wrote. 30 of that weight of the investment score was who do you employ, next percent where the agenda you push. I lost most of that. Drinking chocolate calda? Ew. I want my video game companies to care about what they used to care. Money. That's all I want. I want capitalism to capitalist. Again. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna make the world better. You're not gonna make the world better. They're not gonna make the world better. I wanna play my fucking video games in peace and die from a heart attack at age like 55. Thank you. I'm sick and tired. I am sick and tired. Because what are we trying to do? Do you guys want to change the world? You go on the street and you change the world. You don't fucking ask for trans characters or whatever in a video game that doesn't fucking ask for them, expecting fucking gamers to be like, oh my god, I have had a realization now that I'm playing this video game. I think we need to be a better society. And I think murder is wrong, and discrimination is wrong, and racism is wrong. Oh my god, this video game has changed my life. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. When you fucking put it like on paper, it's stupid. It's absolutely retarded. And I will take no fucking, talk back on that, because I'm not. People don't play fucking Doom because they want to save the world. They play Doom because they want to slay fucking demons. That's what you do. I play Baldur's Gate not because I want to fulfill my dream of being this, but with a penis. I already have that dream. Yeah, my penis is bigger than all of yours, by the way, and my balls this big. But you know what I'm talking about. I play Baldur's Gate 3 because I want to kiss this stupid fucking vampire and kill people. And be mean. That's what I want. That's what I want. Please, can I have that back? Can you give it back? Please. Anything, if you watch me, you also want that. I don't want to be in the fucking stupid culture war of, oh my god, there's a pronoun in my video game. Like there's a hair in my soup. If there's a pronoun in my video game, give me another one. I want to read. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. And there's not enough. There's not enough representation. Why is there a white person in my video game? Give me another. There's a white person in my video game and they're not defaultly like the villain. Give me another one. No, I don't want to. I don't want to because it's stupid. You guys are fucking brain dead. brain dead, retarded. You lacked oxygen when you were born. You did. And that's the fucking end of it. Okay? That's the end of it. I'm sick. I'm sick of both fucking sides completely. Like, it's like the fucking snake that bites its tail. It's some human centipede bullshit going on here where you guys are just eating each other's shit and nothing is getting done. Sick and tired. I don't want anything to be done. I want my games to go back to being video games, and I want you guys to shut about it. Like, shut up. That's it. God, people have to have opinions on everything, which is, me, honestly. There's no both sides here. It's the woke versus gamers. What do you... Woke gamers. 1, 2. Don't ever speak to me ever again. Thank you. Listen. Sick and tired. Thoughts? Do you guys miss me? I haven't had this energy in a while. Do you miss me? Oh my god. It's sickening. What happened? What happened? Why are people not like caring about making games and money anymore? I don't understand. Anyways, moving on. I'm just very confused, and I will be confused to the day that I fucking die of how we got here. And why do people think that that their opinions matter at all? I absolutely not know that my opinion doesn't matter, doesn't have any weight anywhere. I know this. People need to get that as well. The quicker you understand, you at home, that your opinion doesn't matter, you're not going to change the world, and you're going to die alone like the rest of us, better. It gets so much easier. It's so much better. You don't fucking matter. Sorry that I had to break it, that you and your fucking tweets don't matter. My tweets, they don't matter. They don't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. At the end of the day, the companies will fucking run themselves to the ground. We're seeing that with BioWare. EA is gonna stay, strong because fucking Madden and FIFA and whatever, but that's besides the fucking point. And that's gonna happen with Ubisoft, and that's gonna happen with Bethesda, and then another company, which I hope so, please, it's gonna rise, and become one of the big 3 or big 4 or big whatever. And then for 20 years, that I hope I can see, they're gonna make good products, and then they're gonna fucking settle, and they're gonna get lazy and fat and rich and comfortable, and then they're gonna make fucking shitty products, and the fucking cycle is gonna repeat. Ooh, I don't care. I want this cycle right now to be over, so other companies can do what those companies did at the beginning and make good games, and then stop making good games, and then not my children, but your children can have this conversation in 30 years again. But right now, I need this to stop because I'm tired. I am sick and tired, to be fair. Please, let me play my RPGs in peace. Let me murder the fucking narrator if I wanted to. Thank you. That's it. That's the only fucking opinion that fucking matters. I'm tired. Besties, I'm tired. Listen. Sickening. And everyone has to have a fucking opinion about everything. Oh. To make a video game, you need to know how to code. I'm gonna fucking write books. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna write my books the way that I want to write them. If you read them, you read them. If you don't, you fucking don't. I don't care. Okay? I need you guys to, if you guys have toddlers or whatever, just teach them to code early. Inject that fucking nerd juice into their veins, and then, and don't show them games that have come out in the last 10 years. You show them games that have come out 20, 25 years, okay? Just start them there. And then hopefully we get 1 out of 10. My fucking hopes are not that high. Maybe, 1 out of like 10, it's gonna be a decent fucking game developer. The other ones are just gonna go after the money as everyone else does, okay? But, okay. Yes, we're gonna watch Dawnwalker. I saw the trailer by my lonesome, and I was pretty impressed. I don't like that apparently you're playing as a fixed protagonist. Just give me my fucking RPGs where I could be whoever the fuck I wanted to be. Please, I wanted to make my own fucking vampire, but they don't let me. Apparently you're like playing as a said protagonist, but it's looking interesting. It's looking kind of like Blade. I think that's kind of because you're a Dawnwalker, which means you're not necessarily like a vampire, I believe. I have to look more into it. Maybe make a video about it. If I end with a toddler and they're like, look, I'm gonna fucking manipulate your children into making video games that I like. Can we all agree on that? I'm not gonna manipulate them to do anything else. That's your fucking job as a parent. But if you put them in front of the screen and I'm playing and I'm aware that there's a child watching me, you better fucking know. Then I'm gonna be like, do you want to be a game developer? Oh my god. Do you want to play, okay, RPGs? Okay. Do you think there will be layoffs at Bioware soon? I think people are gonna leave. It happened like 10 years ago that there was like that wave. And that's when I knew. I knew this 10 years ago when Tumblr was at its peak, okay? And people were like fucking going crazy. I was like, oh, what happened here? And I asked, and I got article after article after article of so-and-so has left Bioware, so-and-so has left Bioware, so-and-so has left Bioware. And I was like, it's over. And I knew this. So don't be fucking surprised. Don't be surprised if Ubisoft like shits the bed, and Bethesda shits the bed, or any other fucking company shits the bed. It's what they do. They have gotten old and senile. They're shitting the bed. They're forgetting what made them like good to begin with because they got dementia. And hopefully, fingers crossed, they will die soon. You know? I am talking about video game companies, by the way, not your fucking grandparents. I don't care about them. Yeah, I did wish that you could like build your own vampire. That's what I was hoping for, but hey. It is what it is, bestie. Okay. Let me prepare things for you, my sweets. Oh, that's the wrong one. Audio. I think that's good enough for you guys, but we'll see.
Must be here somewhere. This way.
The music and everything already. Very witchery.
It's all right. It's all right.
Lunka! Don't hurt her! You gave us quite the chase, young man.
Please, sir. She's just a child.
Is that Troy Baker?
Roderick, remind me, did I make an exception for children?
No, sire.
No. That would have been foolish, would it not?
They spread the plague just as well as adults.
And there's only one way to stamp out this sickness.
No!
You saw it?
Not just a runner, but a fighter, too. Had we met under a different moon, Things might have ended there.
Listen, dark fantasy and vampires,
Lunka!
that's it.
My sister. She needs help. Fast. Please, let us pass through. I beg of you. Please. Please. I don't know. How?
I am life. I am death. I am everything in between. I have been watching your little valley. Pestilence, famine, killing. Blood spilt carelessly, like water. Things will be different now. For all of you.
That's The Witcher 100%. Oh my god. Woohoo! That is really good. That is really good. But stop it. I have decided 2025 is the day, not the day, is the year that I get excited about the things that I want to get excited for, okay? Thank you. Don't fucking rain in my parade. I don't want to. How the fuck do you do this again? I'm real excited about this one. Listen! So you're that character, which I thought he was a woman at first, but inconsequential. Oh my god, Ara, you cannot play this game. You're playing as a white, probably not white, but whatever, like a white man. Sign me the fuck up. He's attractive. If you guys don't know, one thing about me, I love dark-haired men and men with long hair. I'm sold. I'm absolutely sold. You don't. And I get to dress him up and make him pretty. Hell yeah. So yeah, apparently there's a plague going on. So this is, I think it's also set in like reality, like the Carpathians are like mountains. So there's a plague going on. And anyone that has the plague, it's getting killed, obviously. Obviously. I want to see the vampires. Apparently there's multiple breeds or races of vampires, which I'm really fucking excited about. And I love that they all keep their armor of the time they were like turned. You have like the, not classic, but more like Nosferatu, like vampire. Obviously, he's gonna be the villain in a sense. And apparently, this might be like, it's a cinematic, like gameplay cinematic probably, where this guy also gets turned into a vampire or whatever they're calling them. Probably they're calling them Dawnwalkers. We have the Mongolian guy. Exciting. It's gonna be like a melee. Like, I thought this was gonna be like, oh my god, I can choose what I want to be. I can be a Mongolian vampire. But no, you're just a guy. We have Geralt of Rivia. Tell me that shot wasn't Geralt. That's Geralt. Tell me. Tell me that that's not Geralt. There's like the classical like pretty boy vampire. Digo. And then we're starting to get into the... You see, I wanted to play as this bitch right here because that's blood magic. Right there. Look at her. I wanted to be her. They're not gonna let me. But I wanted to be her. Look at that bitch. Look at that crazy bitch. That's what I wanted. The pastels. I mean, I do believe in the please let me play as whatever the fuck I want and be whatever the fuck I want and do whatever the fuck I want in video games. But I do understand that this is the first release of this company. And it seems it's gonna go down, which I don't fucking mind at all, by the way. Like, oh my god. It's a Witcher 3 clone. Duh. Yes, it is. It is a Witcher 3 clone. Because fucking the people that made The Witcher 3 are working on this. And guess what? People like The Witcher 3. So, yes, 10 more of that. S'il vous plaît. Por favor. I like that. The fucking gameplay, it's looking crisp. Is it? We don't know. It's looking. With my eyeballs, my, visual receptors, I can visualize that it's looking crisp. It's looking gameplay. You know what I mean? It's looking like a game. Hey, have a good day, Jan. So, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. I'm just hoping that they can pull it off. Like, that's my main concern. Can they pull it off? There's a whitish man as a protagonist. Attractive. Nice. You play as a vampire. You have powers. There's, I think, some kind of like Assassin's Creed like aspects to it with the verticality of the game as well. That we saw, like the guy like going down like a building or whatever. So it has a lot of aspects that are interesting on paper. On theory, it's looking very fucking good. The practice is another thing altogether, and that's something that I've said as well as like Exodus. Like, on paper, shit is looking good, but they have a lot of time to make really bad decisions. A lot of time. So I won't buy it until I fucking see it, until I test it. But that's one thing that I'm, don't pre-order the fucking video games. I will hunt you down. I know. Every time that you click on pre-order, I know a notification pops in my fucking phone with your entire address. Okay? Don't fucking pre-order games. I will slay you. But, yeah. Again, 2025, the year of, I am getting excited about the things that I want to get excited about. Fucking Dawnwalker, yes. Exodus, yes. About, no. Mass Effect, I want to be, but I don't want to be, Pirate games, please, for the love of God, don't play. Yes. Allegedly, I'm telling you allegedly, this is a joke. This is an absolute fucking joke. Everything that I'm going to say from this point forward until I tell you that I'm done, it's going to be a joke. Pirate games, when they release, wait for like a few weeks, they get cracked, like, they're fucking quick. You fucking, you have a PC, you pirate it, you play it, you're like, I like this, and then you buy it. Okay? Wait a couple weeks, a month. you know, for all the fucking wrinkles to be ironed out, and then you pay $70 for that. Okay? Okay? Because, and it's in industry standard again, you're not gonna get a fucking feeling for the game in less than 2 hours. You're not. So you're gonna lose your fucking money. So you play the game. You play it. You play 5 hours. 5 hours away. 5 hours. You're like, you know what? Okay. I don't know. They're not gonna run out. They're not gonna run out of fucking games for you. It's a digital good. Oh, but it comes with a fucking statue, Ara. It comes with a vinyl statue of a vampire. It looks really cool in my fucking collection of fucking vinyl little figurines. I will kill you. I will kill you. Stop it. Enough. But going out and protesting in Saudi Arabia and China will get you to disappear. Go do that. Abattoirs of Final Fantasy 16 demo loved it, but the game ended up being mid. That's your fucking fault. Play more. How many hours did I tell you? 5. 5. Minimum. 2? 5. 2. It's where they, you know, they pretend that the game is good, and then in 2 hours and 1 minute in, they let go of the fucking horse completely. They let go of the reins. Don't. Kingdom Come 2. It's doing weird things. They're doing weird stuff. They're at the fucking last stretch of the fucking race, and they're tripping. They're tripping on their own feet, and I don't like that. I don't like that. I will hold my fucking thoughts on that. Let's see how that plays out. I just miss when I didn't know who made my games. I tell you guys that all the time. Who made my games? You know what? I like that, you know, like from the people that no, the joke already finished. It's done. From the people that made The Witcher 3. The people, not the studio. The people. Okay? There's a difference from the studio, from the company that Nah. But was Malcolm involved? Because I know Malcolm made that game that I like. Is he in the company? Or did you guys kill him? Just what I'm talking about? I like that. I like that from the people that made The Witcher 3. Because I like The Witcher 3. I liked it. Was I good at it? No. Did I like it? Yes. I really liked it. And I'm gonna replay it. So, my interest has been peaked. With Exodus, the same thing, because it's from the people that made Dragon Age Origins, and from the people that made Mass Effect 1. The people. That's what I want. I don't care. I don't want to know about their names or what their hobbies are or how many kids they have, if they're divorcing their wives. I don't want to know that. Please, I don't. Don't post it on fucking Blue Sky or X. I don't want to know. I don't want you to tell me how much you hate me and my core values and that you think that your game is not for me. I don't care. Are you good at your job? That's all I care. Well, even, you know what? I'm gonna extend an olive branch. You can tell me that you hate my guts and that you wish you were, you could kill me and strangulate me. If the game is good. But what you cannot do is give me lip and then not deliver a good product. You know what I mean? That's not okay. That's not okay. That's bad. That's actually bad. I don't care. You can hate on me. Please hate on me. I thrive of hate. I am fueled by hate. I don't care. It doesn't hurt me. Because I'm much worse than, any of you could imagine. So please, try your best. Try it. But deliver a good product. Okay? Thank you. God. I just started. It's gotten to a point where I'm willing to do fucking hundreds of cartwheels, and I don't even know how to do a cartwheel properly. if that would like keep the fucking developers entertained and focus long enough in making video games, I would be their fucking core jester. You know what I mean? The fucking stupid outfit and everything. Like, oh my god, fucking juggling. I don't care. What do you need me to do? What do you need me to do for you to do your job? This wasn't a conversation that used to be had before. It was, you know, you like your job, you did your job, you got paid for your job, then you did a good job. Is my fucking house falling? You did your job and you did good, and then you get, you know, recognition for that job, and you did another job that was better and paid better, and so on and so forth. But now it's just, I'm a video game developer, and you know that because it says so on my fucking X and Blue Sky bio, but I don't really do my job. I don't really do anything. Very upsetting. It's like, you know, you come here to my stream, and instead of like yapping for like 3 hours, I sit here and I'm on my phone. But I'm a streamer. And I'm a streamer, you know that. Because I told you that I'm a streamer. So you have to be entertained. I don't have to talk to you. I don't have to entertain you. You just have to be entertained because I'm a streamer. And that's my job. So by default, if you're looking at me through a screen, you have to be entertained. Do you understand? Do you understand that I'm fucking sick and tired? I'm fucking sick and tired, and I hate it, and I hate it, and I hate everything, and I want the world to end. Do you understand? Do you understand? I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of playing the same fucking 10 games that I've played for the past 10 years. Because people just are incapable of making good games. Games are coming out. Games are coming out. But I don't care about them. I don't care about any of them. Long are the fucking days of me being 15 and find through TV advertisements that, oh my god, a new game is coming out of this thing that I really like. Mom, we have to go to the game store and get it when it comes out. Oh my god. Long are the days of that. What's going on? I don't remember the last time that I got excited about a video game. I don't remember. Do you guys remember? I don't remember. I think the last time that I was excited about a video game was Dragon Age Inquisition. Hold that fucking thought. I was 14 and I saw it. I saw it on the fucking TV. I saw it on the TV. I was like, oh, no fucking way. They're making a new one. Oh my god. And I remember hunting down like every single game store for the fucking game and asking my mom to get it for me, and she didn't get it for me. So I didn't play fucking Inquisition until many years later. And for what? I never finished it because I got bored. You see? Elden Ring. I want to try Elden Ring. I'm just going to be extremely bad at it, and you people are going to be like, actually, if you did this, and if you dodged, have you tried dodging? Have you tried parrying perfectly every time? Have you tried not getting hit, Ada? Because I think that the cause of why you're dying so much, it's because you're... Okay? It's easy. It's an easy game. I don't know why you're having such a hard time with it. Shut the fuck up. I don't want to talk about it. Okay? Yeah, like something I was excited. I was 13. I'm 27. Insane. A hearing your soup is actually a good analogy for pronouncing video games is indicative of a larger problem sometimes. I will admit that 9 out of 10 times it is. It's like an oh, and something is not right here. But if they do things like Baldur's Gate, like that's the thing. The problem, it's like Baldur's Gate 3 came out, and I love that fucking like time of society, because it was the time where the foundations of the industry as it is right now were shaken into nothingness, because people had to come out from other companies and say, don't expect quality such as Baldur's Gate 3, because simply it's not possible. RPGs would have to come out and say, Veilguard came out and said, we don't see Baldur's Gate as a competition. We see it as like a cousin, we're friends. It's a competition, because if I competed with Baldur's Gate 3, I'm gonna eat shit. So we're not competing, we're besties, we're friends. Please bring up Larian. I need you to drop 10 games right now. Right now. I need you to put the fury of God into these people again. Because God. Goddamn. It was a wake-up call. They haven't woken completely still. Hopefully. But, and again, games that are coming out now are in a weird position, because these are games that have been in development for the last 3 to 5 years, which is when the peak of wokeness was still clutching at the hearts of these companies with a fucking passion, you know what I mean? So I would not get really excited about games coming out nowadays. About is a prime example of that, obviously. But from now on, games that are going to be developed now, from now to 5 years, let's see if they learn anything. Let's see if I don't fucking lose my mind and set fire to everything before that. But I haven't seen the Sven. Was his name Sven? I don't know. It is now. His speech. Should we watch it together? I'll be right about to get 4. I would pre-order that. I'm moving. Let's see. I didn't see the Game Awards because I have fucking standards.
I realize you guys have been sitting here for over 3 hours, but I still have some time credits from last year to cash in. So it turns out that not only will I be the one who will know as first which game wins tonight, but I actually also know which game is going to win next year, the year after, and the year after. Now, how do I know this? Well, an oracle told me. She said, change is coming. It's a modern oracle, so they made me sign an NDA, but I trust all of you. I know you can keep a secret. You will never leak it. The oracle told me that the Game of the Year 2025 was going to be made by a studio who found the formula to make it up here on stage. It's stupidly simple, but somehow it keeps on getting lost. Studio made their game because they wanted to make a game that they wanted to play themselves. They created it because it hadn't been created before. They didn't make it to increase market share. They didn't make it to serve as a brand. They didn't have to meet arbitrary sales targets or fear being laid off if they didn't meet those targets. And furthermore, the people in charge forbade them from cramming the game with anything whose only purpose was to increase revenue and didn't serve the game design. They didn't treat their developers like numbers on a spreadsheet. They didn't treat their players as users to exploit. And they didn't make decisions they knew were short-sighted and function of a bonus or politics. They knew that if you put the game and the team first, the revenue will follow. They were driven by idealism and wanted players to have fun. And they realized that if the developers didn't have fun, nobody was going to have any fun. They understood the value of respect, that if they treated their developers and players well, those same developers and players would forgive them when things didn't go as planned. But above all, they cared about their game because they loved games. It's really that simple.
It is that fucking simple.
Winning Game of the Year turned out to be a life-changing event for us. It was an amazing thing. To those who will win Game of the Year 2024, you have no idea what's waiting for you. It's an incredible honor, and you're in for a heck of a ride. Now remember, should you be told to wrap it up for tonight, you can always come back next year and chat for 3 minutes, okay? So, now, to pay tribute to the nominees for Game of the Year, once again, Lorna Balfe and the TGA Orchestra. And the game of the year is... Oh, Astrobot!
Does he say anything else? I mean, I haven't played Astro Bolt, so I don't fucking know. But it is that simple, isn't it? It is that fucking simple. Just enjoy your fucking work. That's it. Just make games that you want to play. And that's it. You don't have to... Ugh. We're doing fine. Just make a good game. And the entire brains, collective brains of the fucking video game industry explode into smithereens. Because how can you say that? It's not just about the game. It's about everything else. And you have to do this and do... No, you don't. No, you don't. It's about putting your foot down. Like Larian did. Like, that's the thing. You can like Baldur's Gate 3. You can hate Baldur's Gate 3. You may have never touched a Larian game in the history of ever. I have. They have been good at making games since the fucking beginning. I've played Divinity Original Sin 2. I haven't played the original Baldur's Gate, but maybe some days. And I've played Baldur's Gate 3. And they're good games. They're just fun games. If you like RPGs, you like the games that Larian makes. That's it. Oh, but if I don't like RPGs, then you don't play RPGs. You play something else. But what you cannot expect, it's for Larian, who makes RPGs, to then switch their entire fucking brand and try to make it as generic as possible. Oh, Bailguard. And then, no one is satisfied. Because the people that play RPGs are not as satisfied because it's not an RPG. And people that play like action RPGs are not satisfied because it's not an action RPG. It's not an action game. Stop. If you have a square shape, you put a square into the shape. You don't try to put a fucking circle or a triangle in it because it's not gonna fit. Even if you cut like the fucking corners of it and you mash it into there, everyone can tell that something is not right there. Everyone can tell. And then you tell them, they're like, no, you're just a bigot. You're just a very narrow-minded person. Stop. I don't want politics. And I've said it multiple times before. I don't want right-wing politics. I don't want left-wing politics. I don't want center fucking stage politics. I don't want politics in my fucking games. I don't. I want mages. And I want Templars or Paladins. And I want dragons. And I want orcs maybe. And a troll or two. You know what I mean? That's what I want. Thank you. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I know. You guys have never heard anything like this before, but it had to be said. Bring back orcs. Bring back fucking orcs and make them evil. Evil orcs. I want the orcs to be evil if I want them to be evil. And if I want to play as a fucking good orc, I'll play as a good orc. But you don't tell me. You don't get to tell me fucking D&D and whatever the fuck the company is called. You don't get to tell me that it's offensive to refer to trolls and to orcs as evil races. People are not born inherently evil. They're... Okay? Listen, the things I have to like read with my eyes of like, you shouldn't call the gnolls evil. If they're evil, you should like, maybe call them like gnolls bandits. It's because they're bandits that they're evil, not because they're gnolls. Completely disregarding the fact that gnolls eat flesh. Because they're gnolls. They're hyenas. They're fucking hyenas. They eat flesh. It's what they do. They don't go into a fucking town to fucking steal your silverware. Wizards of the Coast. They go into your town to eat your children because they're peckish. That's fine. The hyenas are not evil. The orcs are not evil. The orcs have families now. Fucking Lord of the Rings, like Rings of Power. They have families. They have family structures. They're not born from the fucking goop of Mordor. No, they have families. They have family structures. They're people with feelings. Oh, they're not because they're not people and they're born from the goop of Mordor? I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired. I'm tired and sick. Sickly tired. It's what I am. Please, please don't touch my RPGs and don't touch my dark fantasy because I will kill you. I will with my own hands. I'm gonna make it personal. I'm gonna watch the fucking light go out of your eyes. My face is gonna be the last thing you ever see, and I'm gonna be smirking and cackling like a fucking psychopath. Okay? Thank you. Please. I'm just... Please. I'll beg. I'm not beneath begging. I'll do that. Drows are fucking... They're not evil. They're not evil if my fucking drow, I decide that it's not evil. But overall, they're pretty shitty fucking people. They kill men. They kill, they keep men as fucking sex slaves. What the fuck do you mean? And guess what? That made them interesting. Oh my god, Ara, how can you say that something that is not benevolent and good and something that makes society move forward, how can you say that that's interesting and compelling? That means that if you enjoy those things, you're also like that, you know, because that's the correlation there. Like, oh my god, I like shooting people in Call of Duty, therefore I want to shoot people in real life. No, I want to stab people in real life. It's completely different. Get it right. No, but you know, because we live in a society where, oh my god, you're trying to, like, that happened to me with fucking Dragon Age at the beginning of this fucking story, of this fucking roller coaster ride that I've had as a career, which I'm still like going like this every day or so. And bitches were telling me, like, you know, saying like, hey, this doesn't fucking, when I saw the cartoon Disney-fied version of the Dragon Age they were trying to sell me, I was like, this is not what I asked. This is not what I ordered. I ordered this. And I would like post pictures of Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age Awakening and the Brood Mothers and the Darkspawn. And people would like come to me with an entire fucking audacity, with their entire fucking assholes wide open, showing me their fucking rectum. And they would be like, they were like, you know, talking to me out of their ass. Okay. And they're like, actually, if you like the Brood Mothers and the Darkspawn, it's because you are a rape apologist. With their entire chest, they told me that. Me? You like this, that it's dark and gore. Therefore, you want said things to be reality. Because they're completely fucking incapable of separating media from reality. They can't. They need their reality to be portrayed in media, every single aspect of it. And they cannot fucking discern that people play games and watch movies and watch series to be detached from reality, to be separated from reality. Ooh! I like watching action movies, not because I want a fucking stranger to break into my house and shoot me in the head while I sleep, but because I like action movies. And you try to explain that to them, and it's like trying to, like, you know, you're looking at like a fucking monkey trying to put together like a Rubik's Cube, and it can't do that. It's not that evolved. That's why it's still a monkey. You know what I mean? And you will look at it and you'll be like, and then I would say, it's a dark fantasy because it has dark aspects to the, and they were like, you mean this game? And they would like give me Alistair saying like, have you ever licked a lamppost in winter? Because, you know, that's the peak of comedy for people that have one brain cell that it's rotten because it's been isolated for their entire lives. And I was like, oh yeah, Alistair, that character who is an illegitimate child of a king who was abandoned, raised by his uncle, who also abandoned him and sent him to the fucking chantry to become a Templar, who wasn't good at being a Templar, and then got whisked away to be a fucking Grey Warden, where he basically signed a death warrant for himself by drinking Darkspawn blood, and, gave himself, like, maybe 40 years of life, 45, 50, let's push 50, right? And who never was able to make a fucking choice for himself, and who can become a king unwillingly. He doesn't want to become a king. Or he can become a Grey Warden and die young, or he can just become a drunk. Yes, Alistair, the peak of comedy. It's almost like you can, use comedy and humor as a way to deflect from the terrors of your day-to-day life. It's almost like there was layers to the character. I know, in controversial take. I know what I'm saying has never been said before, but maybe we should start saying it. Layers. Like an onion. Sickening. And my entire character analysis on Veilguard has left me want to, like, murder people. You see, games don't make me want to murder people. They don't. But analyzing the games and analyzing the characters and looking at them and being like, what is this? And you're trying to look for the death. You're trying to, and there's nothing. It's this. That's the death of the character. And, okay. And you peel, and you're like, okay, is there anything dark in there? Hello? Are you a person? And they're not? Because at some point, like, they're fucking, their world stops at some point, and then every single decision that they ever make, it's made by the player. They have no fucking agency whatsoever. They're like, hi, my name is so-and-so, and here are my vulnerabilities, and here are my strengths. Here, this is my worst fear in life. You're gonna make the decision to either make or break me for me. Player? And you're like, oh, you just met me. We just met like 2 months ago. It's okay. You can make every single massive, life-changing decision for me. It's okay. Here for you. Sickening. Disgusting. It's terrible. It's absolutely fucking baffling to me. Because a lot of people, someone said, oh, I don't want to play Dragon Age because of Veilguard. And I feel you. I had to stop playing. I was going through, my 11th run of Dragon Age Origins before Veilguard dropped. And then Veilguard dropped before I finished Origins again. And it was so bad that I was like, you know what? I don't want to touch Origins. Why? Because as I'm playing it, I am being, made aware that everything that I'm doing at this moment in time doesn't mean anything. And all the roads lead to Veilguard. And I was like, no. I said, I reject that. I rebuke thee, I said. Okay? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Sickening. I'm tired. And yeah, as a writer, it's really upsetting to use, because you look at them and you're like, maybe, that's a challenge that I want to make for myself. It's like, I want to keep the core elements of who the companions are, but I want to make them good. Wish me luck. But I want to do that. And there's some things that you're like, okay, if they're surrounded by layers and layers of layers and of other stuff, sure. But when they the companions just feel like they're a handful of traits that you pull out of your ass and you go like this and you make a fucked up ball and you're like, companion, here for you. Stereotypical things. Really vague background. Really inherently good people. Assassin, good. Demon, not demonic at all. They're good people. Why? Because I'm telling you that they're good people. And that's it. That's it. There's no build up. There's no, learning who they are, or why should I care about them, or why should I not care about them? Do I like them? Do I have a chance to like them or not like them? We hate them. We hate them, the players. Rook doesn't have a chance to like or dislike them. You can't. I cannot kill them. I cannot dismiss them. I cannot not pick them up. Sickening. Listen, sickening. Tired. I'm tired of life. Yes, very tired of life. Where do you go? Over here. That's why intellectual property should be owned by creators, not studios. Fair enough. Never gonna happen, but fair enough. There's no point on playing if everything leads to Veilguard. Exactly. It's really upsetting. I'm glad that I got to play them. I lived in a world for a long, many years where Dragon Age was just, Inquisition was the end of it. And it wasn't a bad ending. Because you could, theorize, right? You could, think of, my Inquisitor would do this and that. And then you had fan fiction, and that filled the void. Fan fiction still fills the void because you have to pretend that reality doesn't exist. And you don't have to. I do this. I pretend that reality doesn't exist, and I fix it. I write whatever the fuck I want, and I fix it. I say, reality? Not today. My reality. Reality is what I make of it, Do people who don't like LGBTQ plus elite respect Dorian? That's what I'm fucking saying. That's how you do it. That's it, because Dorian had layers. He was a complex character. He wasn't just gay. You didn't even know he was gay for most of the fucking game, unless you fucking pursued it. And then you found out because it was an actual point of contention, because his father's trying to whisk him away into fucking Tevinter to perform a blood magic ritual on him again to fucking fix him and get him to marry a woman, get fucking magical babies, and get stronghold on Tevinter and be more powerful. So that was okay. I understand why you're telling me this, but he wasn't like, "Hi, I'm Dorian. I'm gay. Hi, I'm Dorian." Dorian, his fucking flaw, and why a lot of people didn't fucking like him was, "Hi, I'm Dorian, and I'm really smart. Hi, I'm Dorian, and do you know that I'm a really good mage?" And he was an amazing mage. He was a brilliant mage, and he knew it, and he was absolutely fucking arrogant and a piece of work. And then you either don't like him and you don't fucking talk to him, or you are like, okay, let's open the book. Let's see. Oh, let's see what's the depth of this character. And then you found out the depth of the character, and you either liked him or you hated him. But he didn't leave you indifferent, did he? Absolutely not. Same with fucking Sarah, Blackwall, Vivienne. They all had lives before you met them, which is one of the points. If you're writing a book, if you're writing characters for a video game, if you like writing fan fiction, the characters have to have a life before they're ejaculated into the fucking page, okay? Before the reader or the player is like, oh, character, grown-up character, okay? You, as a creator, have to know where they come from. Why are they the way they are? Why do they behave like this? Why do they interact with the world the way they do? Okay? And the main reason why that happens is because they're shaped by the world around them. And I said it in one of my videos, Thedas, in this case, in Dragon Age, the world, the continent, it's a character. It's much of a character as the companions are. It's much of a character as Morgan, as Alistair, as Oghren. Do you understand? It's a character. It shapes everything around it. It has to. It's the world. That's what world building means. And your characters that live in it have to be shaped by it. It's the same way that we are shaped by society in the times we live in. We live in a society. That's what the fucking means. Well, your characters also live in a society, and it should show. And if they live in different societies, for example, Dorian lived in a completely different society. He lived in Tevinter. So his views, his worldview is different. You have a fucking conversation with him about slavery, and you are from Ferelden. You're from the Free Marches, you're Inquisitor. There's no slavery in Ferelden. The closest thing to slavery, it's the alien ages in cities where the elves are kept, like the slums. That's the closest thing. And even then, they're not slaves. They're free people. So your character is like, yeah, slavery is bad. And Lorraine is like, well, actually. And yes, actually, because there's a lot of fucking instances where people in Tevinter enslave themselves willingly to like pay for something or to do this because it's common, it's normal to do that there. So Dorian sees that as something common, something that sometimes people just do because they want to. They have been slaves their entire life. It's all they fucking know. Is it good? No. Does he want to change it? Yes. But he brings different views and different points of, contention to the table. Good. Sarah. We see Sarah and we see that, she's as much of a knife ear as she can be. She's a city elf through and through. And she hates the Dalish. Why? Because they hate her. Simple as. People expect her entire life to act a certain fucking way. She doesn't want to. She hates rich people and she hates Dalish elves because they hate her. Simple as. Was there any slaves in Dragon Age Veilguard? No. You go to Tevinter. That's one of my favorite things about Dragon Age Veilguard because Tevinter is this place. Because, yeah, you hear tales about Antiva and Rivain, and you have a vision. And yeah, Antiva is Italy. That's it. Which still, the fucking crows being, like, the mafia and being good people now. It pisses me the fuck off, but whatever. And then you have Rivain, which is kind of like a blend of ethnicities and cultures because it's a port city. Like, not a port city, like it's Spain, basically, and there's an amalgamation of Kunari in Tevinter and everything. It's a melting pot of cultures, so whatever. But then you have Tevinter, and Tevinter has been... We have a clear picture of Tevinter in the sense of, like, mages rule supreme, and that's that. So the whole fucking... The whole, like, Neff storyline of, like, she can just run about and talk shit to, like, altas and magisters and the sons and daughters of mages in Tevinter. It's absolute... Neff would have been dead. I want to see more of that. Neff should have been, like, having hate after hate sent after her, like, constantly, because you don't simply walk around Tevinter foiling plans of magisters. You know what I mean? And be like, blood magic is evil, that's bad. It's like, you don't fucking say, okay? So that whole fucking Tevinter having, like, a Templar police and Neff is just, like, walking around doing whatever the fuck she wants, and now no one cares. No one cares. God. But we have a very clear idea. Magisters rule supreme, blood magic is 100% done in Tevinter. You just do it behind closed doors because you have appearances to keep. But it's not because blood magic it's evil. They like to keep their fucking obnoxious, flamboyant Tevinter mages. So they want to pretend that they're better than their fucking archenemies. You know what I mean? So they just pretend that they don't do it, but everyone knows that they do it. And no one bites an eyelash. It's fine. But then you go to Tevinter, right? You know, slavery, blood magic, Tevinter, mages, magisters, ooh. And you go to Tevinter and it's boring? You go to Tevinter and it's boring? And I don't see slaves, so you don't make me care. First of all, I don't want Tevinter to change because why should it change? It's okay. Oh, there's blood magic. Like, sometimes there's an abomination on the streets. And so is in Ferelden. And anywhere that has a circle of magi or mages for that instance, which is everywhere. So I was absolutely... There's no fucking slaves. You don't see abuse of power anywhere. You don't see a moment of, like, contention where you are, like, thrust into a very uncomfortable situation or you have to make a choice. It's boring. It's just poor people walking around, and oh, they're poor. Well, so there were poor people in Ferelden. Why? That's that. That's that. You don't see moments of like political intrigue or the behind the scenes of how the magisterium works. You don't even get close to that. You don't even get close to the core of what makes Tevinter Tevinter. You don't have any fucking, like, all you have is like running around like in fucking slums and giving alms to the poor. That's it. What I wanted, the pastels, was me fucking uncovering Tevinter Magister's like treacheries and going into the thick of it. I wanted to go into the magisterium and I wanted to fucking see the Black Divine. The Black Divine. What happened to the Black Divine? Do you guys know what the Black Divine is? It's like the Pope. In fucking Thedas, in the world of Dragon Age, they have a White Divine, which is a woman, and she's the Pope of the Chantry. She leads the church, and then in Tevinter they say, fuck that. We have our own fucking Pope, and it's a man, and he's a mage. And it's called the Black Divine. It's an Archon, I believe. And he rules everything, basically. He's like I don't know, a Pope King. And you don't get to see anything of that. In the next one, in the next Dragon Age, we were gonna, before the Grifters ruined everything for the rest of us, we were going to tackle all of those things that you mentioned in the next installment. You didn't even know those things existed before I mentioned them, first of all. Okay? Disgusting. Sickening. I'm tired because it's like, people could do this with scraps in a cave. Okay? Tony Stark could do this with scraps in a cave. They could. They did it like 20 years ago. They did it with like half of the budget, not even half, one third of the budget. One third of the budget, one computer that turned off every 3 hours, and love. And they could do it. And now you're telling me that you have like $2,000 billion and the best people that money can buy, except they're not, because we know they're not. And you just you make shit? Riddle me that. How does that work? How can you make less with more and more with less? How do you have more money and you put more money into projects, but who is laundering the money? Who's keeping the money? Because I'm giving you $60 or 70 or whatever. So where is this money going? Because I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. And what pisses me off at the end of the day is like seeing IPs, established IPs, new IPs. I don't care. I don't care about new IPs. I don't. What would I care? They mean nothing to me. But established IPs, of which I know a lot of, dying in front of my eyes and not being able to do anything about it, because you know, and I know, and everyone knows that there's so much good in there. There's so much potential. Like, oh my God, what if they did this or they did that? Like, ooh. And then you're like, what's going on? What is this? It has the name of it. And you're saying, like, there's some things like, yeah, that's a Taurian and that's an elf, but I don't recognize this. How do you manage? I genuinely don't understand. Maybe I'm spoiled. I see a lot of people like, oh, I read fan fiction too, and maybe I'm spoiled of reading stories by people that actually love the lore in the franchise as much as the creators of it did once in, like at the conception of it, and people that know what they're talking about, or they like what they're talking about, and they care about putting it into words and making a good story. How are people doing that for free? I'm doing that for free. My fucking fan fiction has 300,000 words in counting, because I'm a fucking nerd and there's so much that I want to talk about that there's enough fucking words in the world for it. And I read fucking works from other people that love the same fucking thing that I do. And I'm like, oh my God, this is fucking great. Give me 10. Give me 30. But you're getting paid to write and to make this shit. And you're like, trans people, black elves, LGBT, done. I don't understand. I'm confusion. I don't get it. That's what Dorian brings up in Inquisition. Is it better for a person to sign away their freedom so they can provide for their own family, or live free in squalor? Exactly. And it's a point where it's a debate, and that's okay. It's okay for games to bring up like harsh and uncomfortable topics for you to like form an opinion about it. And you, as the player, can be like, yeah, I don't like slavery. But you, as the character, depending on what you do, because that's what the fucking role-playing aspect of the fucking game is about. It's role. It's in the game. It's in the name. The name. It's role-playing game. You can see, okay, my character doesn't like slavery. My character doesn't care about slavery. My character is a slaver. You should be able to do that. But not anymore. Not anymore. Because that's not politically correct. Because that's what I want in my fucking role playing, for people to police me. Thank you. Yeah. The worst have lived the IP. Oh, 100%. All of them. I think they thought the name would sell it even without the effort. And it did, for the most part. But it didn't do the numbers they thought that it was gonna make. Because guess what? It's been 10 fucking years. 10 years riddled with controversies. So yes, it's not gonna sell. Most people don't even know what fucking Dragon Age was. Mass Effect, sure. Dragon Age, no. I watched a video in which the author collected information from the art book and made a more or less understandable story. And it is many times better than Veilguard. You guys want to know about the unknown, unwritten story of Veilguard? Much more interesting. First of all, we weren't gonna be in the Fade, stuck in the Fade. That's stupid. We were gonna be in a boat. A cool boat. We were gonna have like a ship fucking base. Amazing? Amazing. And we could have submarines. And we could move the ship and go where the fuck we wanted. That was also great. What else? Solus could kill you through dreams, because you are connected to Solus after the blood ritual. So there was like a failed state where he could kill you in his dreams. That was cool as well. Solus had actually like an army of elves, as he was supposed to. Like he had elves that helped him, and he had enforcers, all elves that just wanted to do his bidding, because they thought he was bringing back the good times, the good old times. Amazing. What else? Out of the top of, you could go to the Tevinter and see the Archon, the Black Divine. You could see all the fucking corruption in Tevinter, firsthand, the orgies and the blood magic. There's a panel, I think I posted it on my Twitter, of just the Archon, the Black Divine, having an orgy. But there's also, if you look beyond the naked people, there's people being bled to death like pigs. Yeah, half of your team dies. Your initial team that you think it's your team dies, and then you have to put together another team. Yes. It was so much more darker. There's the griffins. The griffins were grown griffins. They were mounts. Which is what would make sense. You could mount the griffins. And they were big and scary and cool. But what did we get? A fucking Disney pet. A Chio pet we got. The romance scenes romanced. They were sexy. They were steamy. They were interesting. Companions, you had advisors, first of all, some of them. And your companions, you didn't get along with your companions. Thank you for the follow, Dalkio. Your companions and you at the beginning, you don't get along because you're just, why would you get along with them? You don't know them, but you have to work with them to, yeah. The divine, our divine, fucking sent forces from the Chantry to find Solus and kill Solus. So I have the digital Veilguard. I have the digital Veilguard. Do you guys wanna? Hello, do you want to see something interesting? I have it. Wait a fucking second. I have it. You guys want to watch it with me? We can do that. Where is it? Let me find it. Do you guys want to see what could have been? I have it in PNG because give me a second. No, that's not it. Okay. Fit to screen, fit to screen. Okay. Are all the cancel ideas in the art book? Yes. You guys want to see it? Okay. This is, I believe, Tevinter. Okay, already. Okay, already, you're looking at slaves, children. Like, I think this is like a magister, like a magister's child, and she's like, fucking don't touch that, slavers. Like, look at this. Squalor. Fucking, you love to see it. This is what I expected to see in fucking Tevinter when I went there. Absolutely not. Their designs, absolutely amazing, by the way, but... And this is just the beginning. Okay. Halfway through the development of Dragon Age Inquisition, we created a series of illustrations we call beat boards, intended to cover a major moment or beat. They proved to be helpful as we brought the game together. This was Parvolin. Parvolin is the Kunari, like homeland. We didn't get to see it at all. But yes, the Inquisitor was gonna be a much bigger part of the game that it was gonna be, but hey, this is Tevinter. Again, look at this. This is what I wanted to see, okay? Look at this. The decadence, like the blacks and the reds. The, you know, amazing. But this was too scary. Too scary! Oh my god. Oh my god. The Red Bride at Das Andraste. This was the Grey Wardens. Like, what happens, you know, and most Grey Wardens don't live long enough for you to see what happens when the calling starts. They go into the deep roads and they get killed before the calling can claim them. But what would happen if a warden lived long enough for the taint, the blight, to take hold of them? But absolutely not. Just the color palette. This is also Tevinter. Look at this. This is the one that I was talking about. This is the Archon. The Archon is the Black Divine. And you see, it's a fucking orgy. But you can see that they're gonna fucking bleed this guy dry like a pig. And you see just like how like corrupt and how much like decadence it's in Tevinter. But no. No. One of the first ideas for a player base was a secret lair in Minrathous, forgotten Undercity. The very first concept of Minrathous trying to capture the elegance and pride of the Imperium. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. And what did we get? Do you guys remember anything about fucking Tevinter? Because I don't. This is the divine sending the fucking forces to hunt down Solus, and this is like enemies. These are not even advisors. This is a Devinter Magister, a Chazen Wench, and a Ben Hasrath plotting against the player. We had a ship. We had a ship that we were gonna use to move around. The Griffins. Look at this shit. Look at... It's so upsetting. It's so upsetting. Just the look of it. Everything. Elves from all over Thedas answer a mysterious call to our Lathan forest. You would ask yourself, you play Belgard and you have played other games, you played Inquisition, and you know from Inquisition, Solus has a network of spies, of elven spies, all across Thedas that are working for him. And you would ask yourself, where are they? Where are they? In Belgard, you would ask yourself. They're nowhere to be found. In Dreadwolf, they were supposed to, answer his call and go to Arlathan to work for him. Exploring a possible endgame scenario where Solus has summoned a Titan in the middle of Minrathous. Nope. And nope. Solus returning like a regal figure out of the distant past. And would you look at this? First of all, Solus looking like a fucking... This would have been so cool. Instead of like him being stuck in your brain, which is so fucking lame, I want him to be a fucking thread. I want him to be, always 2 steps ahead. And look at all the fucking elves. Look at it. God. And this. What if we return to the Fade and rescue whoever was left behind? How would their time in that alien landscape change them? And what insights could they offer into Solus's plan? Can you imagine? You guys don't understand the fucking scream that I would have scrumped if I was playing this version of the game. And at some point, Alistair or Hawk come out of the Fade, or we find them in the Fade, and they're completely changed by the experience. Do you understand? If I play an elf, would I be aspiring into a law or not too complicated? Exactly. Yeah, where's my Atlas, by the way? They're working for Solus because they think Solus will bring the old... Yeah, they were working. Not in Belgard. Where are they? The party runs into their Tevinter counterparts and they have to work together to survive. Absolutely 100% makes sense that why are we the only ones saving the world? It would make sense that at some point you're gonna find people that are also trying to save the world and are also trying to stop Solus. Whether they have more success than you or less doesn't matter, but it does make sense. And in this one, Solus interrupts your mission, wiping half of your team off the board and forcing you to make an unlikely alliance. How cool. Give me Dreadwolf, okay? And give me the cast of like the companions that we have now. But kill them all after an hour. And then make me have to make alliances with people that knew them, maybe. More seasoned people that send them to help me, thinking that it was gonna be easy. And they realize it isn't. I want to play with Tash's mom. The fucking Shadow Dragons, the guy with the mask, I want to play with him as well. Bring him here. You know what I mean? Like, we are a band of like, oh my god, we can take over the world. We're young and ideal. We can do this. Dead. Like, maybe, Varric sends Hardin and the other guy sends, like, they're dead. And you have to actually work with the people, like they thought, oh, it wasn't that serious. And you have to work with the actual leaders of the organizations, which would make sense because this is the end of the world. Why are they sending nobodies to me? I want people that are experienced and seasoned and know what they're doing. So that would have been so much more interesting. Your ship is stolen and you have to sneak into enemy territory to get it back. Give me my fucking ship. I want my ship. Okay? I want it. Are you seeing this? Do you see what could have been? Don't get me started on the fucking companions. There's a page where all the possible companions show, and you're like, why didn't you give me that? Why didn't you give me that? Yeah, this is Revain, which is kind of like Tatooine and stuff like that, where it's an amalgamation of things where you see the Kinari, you see, you know, the Revain Seers, you see all of them. It's, oh, give me this. I want this. Give me this Tevinter, dude. It's so upsetting. Peaceful beginnings, gentle giants, corners, and curious spirits. This is before there was unicorns, bro. This was before the spirits took form. The spirits saw the dwarves as they tended to the titans, and they wanted to try making bodies for themselves. The spirits made physical bodies for themselves from the titans' flesh. The first elves were born, and the first war begun. So the dwarves had a body because the titans made them once. And then the elves were like, well, we want that too. But it was from their flesh. What wasn't in... Was that how they did it in Velgard? Because I think in Velgard was something stupid about blood magic, and they used the blood of the titans, which doesn't make any fucking sense, because how are you gonna bleed a titan first of all? Stupid. Ridiculous. Show me this as well. I want to see it. A brutal war raged on between the elves and the titans, only ended when one elf rendered the titans tranquil, capturing their souls. Except in Velgard, it's some bullshit of like doing a blood magic ritual on the titans using lyrium. Which, and I don't take any fucking like criticism on this. If the blood of the titans is lyrium, and it's their blood, and it's so powerful that it can create bodies for spirits and stuff, then why would their own blood affect them? Here, Solas is not using that. He's using like an artifact or whatever to capture them, capture their souls, which makes more sense, because that way, listen, I don't understand. I don't understand, okay? And there you go. And they have their titans, they have them. Why a dagger? Why a dagger? This makes so much more sense. And I know they were not gonna say, oh, it resembles the Tesseract from the Avengers. I don't care. I don't care. It makes sense that it's a box because they're contained. Their souls are trapped in the box. And then tell me, oh, the box broke. Or, better, the Evanuris were trying to use this is what I wanted, the pastels, and this is what I got. But they're trying to use the souls of the titans to power themselves. And then, you know, they twist the souls and the blight happens. But no. No. They spin some fucking tale about the all gods being like slave dragons to the Evanuris, and somehow they're connected to the Evanuris, and they're an intrinsic part of the blight, by the way. Like, the entirety of the blight counted on the titans knowing that the Evanuris were going to use dragons, and the dragons were connected to them, and that the dragons were going to hide underground, and that the dragons could be corrupted, and that the dragons could be used to control the other darkspawn. That's the level of reaching we're doing right here. Instead of, you know, the dragons being their own fucking thing, and because they're connected to the Fade, the titans having access to the All God and corrupting them for their purpose. No. It's all, they knew. The titans, 1,000 moves ahead, okay? With the Titans rendered tranquil, dwarves lost their connection to magic. They fled into the bodies of their fallen hosts. With the power that came from the captured Titan soul, which is what I wanted to fucking know. This is what I wanted. This is what I wanted, okay? Because in Belgard, they make it seem like the elves, by the time that they captured the Titans, they were already like a force to be reckoned with. They already had like cities in the sky and floating and whatever. What I want is the fucking elves to be nothing. They just got bodies. They're trying to like, you know, be, and then they become corrupted because they're using the power of the... I'm upset. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. Ugh. And here you see this. Solus fought against the self-proclaimed gods, earning the title the Dread Wolf. Except, actually, he doesn't get that name until much later in the lore that we know in Origins. And he gets it because he... And we don't know anything about the Forgotten Ones. The Forgotten Ones, who cares? An intrinsic part of Solus's story. Because Solus, as a Dreadwolf, he was kind of in between. He wasn't a god, but he also wasn't a Forgotten One. Forgotten Ones are just basically like spirits that are really powerful, like the Avanors, but they're just not like worshipped, or people just don't like them. They didn't like them. They were evil gods. And Solus could walk freely between both of them. The Forgotten Ones saw him as one of them, and the Avanors saw him as one of them as well. And at some point, at least in the lore, he tricked both of them. And that earned him the title of the Dreadwolf. But whatever. Whatever. The gods drew upon the power of the Titan's soul to gain more power. The imprisoned souls became twisted with rage. This became the Blight. That's what I want. What is that bullshit about the dreams of the Titans? The dreams of the Titans in the Fade became corrupt. ¿Qué? No, give me this. The souls of the Titans, their essence, who they are, their personalities are trapped in a box, and they're being used to fuel their enemies. So they become corrupted with rage. What do you mean? The dreams of the Titans that are like contained in the Fade. That's why it doesn't make any sense. This makes sense because they're contained in a box. So even if they were in the Fade, behind the veil, they would still be contained in a box. What doesn't make any fucking sense in Veilguard is that what you're telling me is that there's no box. The Titans are not in the dagger that Sola has. They're not in a box. They are dreams because when you become tranquil, they're disconnected from their bodies. They have no access to their bodies. They are stuck in the Fade. But until that point, the veil, which is the barrier between the mortal world and the sleeping world, didn't exist. So the Fade was everywhere. And if the fucking Titans were in the Fade, which was everywhere, the Titans were everywhere as well. Do you understand? It doesn't make fucking sense. This makes sense. Veilguard doesn't make fucking sense. And why? Because they're trying to fucking dumb it down. They're trying to To contain the blood outbreak, Solus performed a desperate blood magic ritual. He bound up the magic of the world behind a veil and powered it with the blood of the evil gods. Good. I like that. What remained of the Elven Empire collapsed. The early human empire Deventer discovered it in its shambles. Good. Except in the lore, they didn't fucking decline that fast, okay? Aeon's Sire the Blight reached to power-hungry Tevinter Magisters. Look at this fucking... Can we talk about this, first of all? Yes. Also, don't give me the bullshit, because the theory that was the most popular was the old gods were the origin of the Blight, which, okay, it's the Titans. I'll buy it. Make the Titans their spirits in the Fade. Make them possess the gods, the old gods. Don't give me some stupid bullshit of the dragons were a vessel for the Vanores and they're connected and they're what its logic in my brain is like, I am a titan and I don't have a body. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take over this body right here and I'm gonna use it to destroy the world. No. Oh, we're starting to get into the thick of it. Into the thick of it. Listen. Visualize. No. Visualize the companions in Belgard. Visualize them. And now look at this. Do you remember Tash? And do you remember fucking Lycanis? And you remember Belara and Nev and Davrain and Eb? Do you remember them? Okay. Shiva, I'm trying to fucking do a thing. Give me a second. I'm gonna put the fucking dog in. Ah. Come on. It's starting to get good. Do you visualize them while I was gone? Do you see them? Okay. It gets so much worse. At this stage, just about anything goes. Writers and artists both have ideas for what kind of characters they like to try, so we dump them all on the table. Are you seeing this? The gladiator, a Tevinter gladiator that has earned her freedom. Her arms protected by mail, made of keys from all the slaves she has rescued. She wears her former shackles as armor and a reminder in a thread. That woman right there has more personality and layers in her character design than any of the companions put together. It gets better and worse. It depends on what you know. It gets better and worse. We created some comics to explore the tone of this story. Some of these characters were designed specifically for that purpose. The heir of Andraste, finding the last living descendant of Andraste, a rough around the edges warrior living among the barbarians. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? We could have been fighting. We could have been fingering the fucking granddaughter of Andraste. And what did we get? What did we get? It gets worse. It gets worse. This is the advisors. Early on, we thought about creating a new set of advisors for your ship. Its previous games, It's satisfying to revisit characters from previous games, specifically if it's the fucking font is so tiny. Let me get in there. Thank you. It's a chance to try to make their story visible. In this case, we see a Morrigan that has embraced her new gift. Look at that Morrigan. Are you seeing that? Okay. Who can offer insights into the mysteries of magic and the ancient elven world. So Morrigan was going to be an advisor from the beginning. This version of Dorian is like Mathis from Casino Royale. Are you seeing this? Is anyone visualizing what Dorian looks like in Veilguard? Because it's not this. Okay? Someone who can advise you through all the ins and outs of the winter culture. A smuggler Admiral Isabella can get you in and out of about any port in Thedas. Are you seeing? Are you seeing my girl? An awakened Darkspawn mercenary. I am upset. I am terribly upset. And this would have, give me a Darkspawn companion. That would have tied back to Awakening in Origins. In Inquisition, you had your advisors in the war room. We like the idea of bringing the whole team in with you and the opportunity for friction it provides. Friction. Do you guys notice any friction between the companions in Belgard? We could have had an awakened fucking Darkspawn mercenary companion. Solas continues to taunt you and guide you through dreams. Look at the visuals right here. After Dragon Age Inquisition shipped, all of the deals in all of the DLC was complete, we focused our full attention on the sequel. It was going to have a fantasy spy theme, which was eventually modified to cover commandos. We were traveling to a new part of the map to hunt down the most dangerous man in the world. The beat boards continued. As the story started to take a real shape, we asked if the artists could be moved into the same room as the writers. We could then get real-time updates to the story and create quick storyboards. Previously, most people working on the game didn't know the full story until all the pieces had been put together in a take-home build. For the first time ever, we could show the whole team what the story was intended to be near the beginning of the project, rather than the end. Look at this. The suggestion of romance at sea. Solas is nearly triumphant, but you reveal what you know about the last elves. And a stealthy aquatic infiltration in Tevinter. Disgusted. The team is at its lowest, and you actually can see it. Gillinan is defeated. Look at this. A sparking and uprising. In a dream, Solas is furious at you. And you see the fucking visuals of that? You stop Solas' ritual, but something or someone escapes. And you're seeing this? The Evanuris? Do you see that? Are you seeing the visuals in this? I don't think you can see them completely. This is the Evanuris laying on beds, and their life force is being siphoned away to feed the fucking veil. And this is where the... Are you seeing this? Are you seeing the fucking picture that they're painting and we never got to see? And this is where the fucking titans are contained. But it's too dark. You see, like the ones that have already, like each blight was each Evanuris. Like you kill the old god, and all of them have been siphoned, like their life force has been siphoned away, they're like skeletons. And we didn't get anything, like the ritual that we got was fucking knocking over a statue. This is how you stop the ritual in fucking Dreadwolf. Elgornan. Are you seeing this? And what did we get? A fucking guy. We got a guy. A guy. The patchwork team doesn't get along first. They don't get along. What would they? They don't know each other. Solas reconstructs the Lyrium dagger from the idol. And this... First of all, you can still see the fucking idol in the dagger, because the one that you see in Velgard doesn't even resemble remotely the Lyrium idol that you see in Dragon Age 2. It's absolutely fucking... The team discovers the body of Elgarnan's archdemon and Gillinan. And then, tranquilizing himself, Solar recloses the veil around himself and the blight. Do you see this? Because in Velgard, he doesn't do that. He powers up the veil with his life force. But after he dies, the blight is gonna escape again. In this, he takes the blight with him. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? He takes it with him. In Velgard, you're like, okay, and now what? It's still there. And even with the... It's so upsetting. It's so upsetting. God. This sequence was an early failed state. Soa succeeds in his ritual, which I miss that. Of like, hey, give me back failed states. So he succeeds, and the ancient elves return. Like, you could have picked like, oh no, in my game, I let them succeed or whatever. God. It's so annoying. It's so bad. It's terrible. Solas reaches out to Rook in dreams. I wish the dreams would have been like this. How fucking beautiful is this? God. Exploring new sections of the deep roads. And it's all the statues and everything of, like, you know, the peak of what dwarves were like living in the deep roads. With the help of the wardens, you defeat Elgarnan. And the wardens were made into fucking bitches in this one for no reason. A version of the deserts of Nevara, in this case, they're in something very high contrast. White ash and sharp black obsidian. Nevara, we're never gonna see Nevara properly. Like Tevinter, with the statues of the magisters and everything. This is the one that I told you. Another failed state was that if you couldn't find a way to block Solas from your dreams, he would be able to kill you remotely. It wasn't that he was stuck in your head. It was that he's so powerful he could, like, find you in the fade and kill you. Solas lures his greatest threats to the one location and wipes them off the board. Smart, intelligent, fucking terrifying. Rook is still a very bad name, yeah. Some visual backstory for Solas' cat, bad cop right hand Reva. So Reva would be like his enforcer, basically. There was also another idea where Cole, the spirit, he was gonna be like Solas' voice of like compassion. Like he would speak for Solas in the sense of like he would let the player know that he's not doing things because he's evil, but because he actually wants the best for his people. Nope. In disguise at a fancy necropolis ball, waited on by the undead. Can you imagine? Are you guys imagining things? I'm imagining things. And I'm upset. In one draft of the story, Solas manipulated Tevinter and the Antam into open war. What do we get in fucking Vilgard? It makes sense for these factions to wage war against one another. When there's someone in the shadows pulling the strings, what we got in Belger was like, the Antam said, we don't want to follow the Qun like you guys are doing it anymore. Although that would mean absolutely, they would never even think like that, ever. Because even straying slightly from the Qun's teachings would mean you're Talbashah. And you are heretic and you need to be dead. But for the sake of Belger, they said, yeah, the Antam, they left Parvolen, they left the Qun, and now they're on their own thing. And now they're just trying to conquer everything. With the goal of performing the biggest blood magic spell since the creation of the Veil. You're kidding me. Rook would have had to covertly approach both sides of the conflict to plead for peace. Should Rook fail at diplomacy, Solas also planted magic collecting orbs around the battlefield. Sabotaging them would be Rook's last option. It's insane. It's insane. Solas' magical ritual in Arlathan Forest has begun. Look at this. Elves loyal to Solas cause stand in your way. Reva reveals a monstrous dread wolf creature. Insane. You finally reach Solas just as he plunges his lyrium dagger into the veil, which would make sense that he has to craft a dagger to physically open the veil, but the whole like, oh, the dagger is stupid. Solas is stopped, but you begin to learn that you have unleashed something far worse. And I like that the idea of this is like, there's a build-up, right? Like, Solas doesn't just show up in the first 5 minutes of the game and you ruin his ritual, whatever. There's a cat and mouse chase here where you're like, you know, he has to work for it. Because all of a sudden, it's as simple as he goes like this and it's undone. You would think he would have done that so much sooner. It wouldn't have taken him 10 years to do it if it was that fucking simple. In this, it's much more like complex. There's blood rituals involved. He has to find like the Emanuris again. the Evanores. He has to power the ritual with blood magic. Yada, 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 yada. And then he opens the veil. Whatever. But in this case... And it would have been cool to see, like, the Evanores, like, laying there and waking up. That would have been cool. Because until then, you're like, what are they doing? Are they, like, fucking playing Uno in the Black City? What are they doing? What have they been doing? If they have been, like awake the entire time in the Fade, why they have never, like, attempted to, like, reach to elves or anyone? Or to, like, break free from the other side. What were they doing? Were they, like, fucking playing house? In this one, you see they were, like, in a coma. The biggest advantage to working like this is turnaround time. You can show someone a drawing and say like this, and then quickly revise it. Nice. God. Oh, don't even fucking... Imshile, having previously joined Solas, turns out to be a double agent. You guys know Imshile? If you guys don't know Imshile, Imshile is a desire demon that shows up in Dragon Age Inquisition. Okay? You could have had Imshile as a companion. Imshile betrays Solas and becomes like a companion for you in this one. But no. 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 Like, this is like Gillenane enslaving the Qunari. The Inquisitor. Oh my god. What is this? What is this? Team members betray you. And is that fucking... Who are you? Team members betray you. No. Nuh-uh. A sacrifice opens the Black Eluvian. A happy ending with your love interest. Secret instructions from Charter. Charter is a Inquisition agent. God. Giad. God. Look at this. The Dumad was gonna call. Dumad is one of the... Dumad was the first All God. The strongest one, supposedly. But look at the fucking ship. Are you seeing this shit? And what did we get? We get the most fucking, like, generic shit ever. We had submarines. I'm never gonna be able to recover from this. Do you get it? I'm never gonna be able to recover from this. You had actually interested, like, NPCs. Like, look at this. To help give voice to the Dumad, we explore having a captain and an engineer. Amazing. Like, a mystery engine for it as well. And it looks so gritty. It looks so, like, grounded in the reality of Thedas. It looks like it could belong there. It's so muted. Like, oh my god. We explore having a giant golem or a colossal sea creature carry the Dumad's mansion. That would have been fucking amazing as well. God. Anything but what we had, to be fair. And this was gonna be like, you know, you are like a covert commando, which would make sense to me because it's like, Solas knows that you're coming. The logical thing to do is like, try to be subtle about it. Try to, like, catch him by surprise because you're not gonna be able to overpower an Evanores. So you wanna, like, you know, go undercover. Yeah. Yeah. All of it. Yeah. Complicated ecosystems. It would have been more like Inquisition, which I would have loved, actually. Sneaking through the streets of Minrathis. Steal some uniforms and bluff your way past as a guard. Killing time until the monsters show up. Discovering a griffin sanctuary, and again, huge griffins. Actually, like, cool griffins. Early NPCs. an early idea for Cole to act as the voice of compassion for Solas. Which, again, would make sense. Where's Cole? What happened to Cole? Do we care about Cole? Solas cared about Cole. The early stages of character design are exciting. Writers and artists will develop simple sketches or descriptions to start filling up the canvas. Then you have, I'm assuming this is a Tevinter one. Some characters are strong right off the bat. That's Emmerich right there. And then you have, it's always fine to bring all characters into newer games. That's Sten as the Arishok. Solas looked so cool in this. Look at this. From where we left off in Inquisition and Trespasser, we knew Solas would be a central figure. We wanted to show Solas having cast off his hermit disguise. I mean, look at Tash. And this is supposed to be Imshile. These were supposed to be... Are you seeing this? These were supposed to be the earliest concept of companions. This is Hardin. Tash. I don't know who this would be, but that's Imshile. This is the Lich, this is Emmerich, and this is Dorian. And I'm assuming this is the daughter of Andraste. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Feminine women. And how many women were going to be companions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. So, overwhelming amount of women. If they looked like this, no man would even say a fucking nothing. They would say nothing about it. Early sketches of Gillian and her experiments emerging from the sea, which a lot of us were expecting that to be a thing. But this is Reva, which would have been such an interesting, like, her scarring is because she just fucking, if you don't know, elves, Dalish elves, have tattoos on their face, and they're called blood markings, Valaslin. And the Dalish, like modern Dalish, think that it's just a way to, communicate with your god. Like, it links you with a god. The reality, it's like they're slave markings. They would, carve or, tattoo them on the faces of the slaves that belonged to each god. So Reva, having broken free from the entire, Dalish thing, she just fucking scars her entire face. So she doesn't have the tattoos anymore. Which, amazing. Look at this. That's what's supposed to be Gillinane. God. Even this. That's Davrin. Look at the fucking badass that it's Hardin with a scar and everything. Tash being hot. Nice. That's Lucanis. And that's Imshile. Imshile seemed like she was gonna be a companion for this. And this is Neff, by the way. Believe it or don't believe it. That's Neff. Oh. Oh. Oh, you... So, early conceptions of Hardin, in which she looks like a woman. Amazing. Fucking Tash, look at that. She was supposed to be a rogue, which, amazing. Give me 10 more of that. That Tash, I would have... They, them, sure. Sure thing. You, sure. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Imshile, a choice spirit in human form. So fucking interesting. And this was kind of like the early concept of Belara, which so much more interesting. An Antivan Crow dreamer who is covered in tattoos that remind her of her identity when she returns from dreaming. Are you seeing this? Oh, and the other companions that we never got to see, not even fucking... In his earliest form, a potential canary companion was a Sarebas, a mage. Trying to find the right balance between Warden and Dalish hunter in an early exploration of Davrin. How hard does this go? Where he's taking his Dalish, and that's one of my main fucking pet peeves when I was doing the character analysis on Davrin, is that he is a Dalish elf. He's not a city elf. He's not a human. He's a Dalish elf. Fucking born and raised in a Dalish clan. And you would forget that. If he doesn't mention it from time to time, you forget it completely. Yep. Lucanus started as a Tevinter agent. Calpurnia was to return from Inquisition as a party member. A potential Qunari companion evolved from Sarabas to dapper Qunari spy. Look at that. Give me 10. Give me 10. Oh, yes. Long ago, the Khal Sharok were cut off from the rest of the dwarves by a blight. They survived by hunting darkspawn, becoming like Grey Wardens. We explored what scrappier dwarves with an even closer relation to the stone would look like. Tevinter found the last status of the ancient Elven Empire and copied what they could. We wanted Tevinter designs to look like simplistic copies of Elven designs. And we didn't see none of that. Look at this. Look at this. And you know what we got? We got fucking Disney. We got fucking latex suits. And this is where, oh, it starts to go downhill. Nevarra is a largely a desert nation, so we came up with a design language that was light and flowing. Nevarran dragon hunters might wear ceremonial dragon skin cloaks with large crested helmets. And the Morn Watch. How? How? Talvashoth, God, that stash right there as well. Boo, brother. The Winter Gladiator made you look like the mimics. Look at our boy. Do you guys remember this spider with hands? I remember the spider with hands. Do you guys remember him? Oh, look at that. How cool would that have been? The fucking creatures were supposed to be so much more scary. Look! The Spider-Man was supposed to read like a normal crowd character until you got to grabbing distance. It's literally a thing made of spiders. God. Look at that. The sewer slug. Terrifying. Terrifying. Oof. In Tevinter, using giants as transportation. Min Rathis, what could have been and what we had was absolutely fucking different. The Qunari. And this is just like the Veilguard. This is where you see the Disneyfication of where you see everything lose character. Like you can see the decline, okay? It's insane. And still, we had a lot of like things, like a lot of like character designs that were like super cool. Yeah, this is the beginning of the end, by the way. You guys remember what we saw before? How do you go from that to this? Explain that to me. How do you go from all the fucking concept art that we just saw to this shit? Disney. This is Disney. Fucking Disney. Nev was supposed to be white, but yeah, and the beginning of the end. So what you can see here, okay? What you can see here is that everyone that came before had, you know, they wanted to make it like live action, whatever, like a live service, yada yada. But the foundations were amazing. What they thought about was insanely good. And here comes Veilguard, where they want to make things in a smaller scale, which, sure, single player. I like single player games. And what they do It's instead of taking things that are there and they're made for you, they have been fleshed out and they have concept art that is insane. And literally you can see by reading the storyboards bit by bit of what the game was supposed to be like. And instead of looking at that and being like, okay, we have to do this at a smaller scale, like just make this into a single player game, you look at it and you're like, nah, I'm gonna make my own thing. Why? Why? You had 10 years of work done for you. For you. 10 years of work. Completely done for you. The hardest part of it was already done. The thought had been thunk for you. The fucking concept art was done for you. Everything was done for you. And what you decide to do is completely scratch that and be like, I will go my own way. No, I will do my own thing. Why? And then with your entire fucking chest, you publish the art book of what could have been. Why? Because nothing of what you did in Veilguard surpasses even remotely of what was thought for Veilguard. Nothing. That's what should have been. That's what could have been if someone else was at the helm of Veilguard when it became Veilguard. No. So I don't want people to tell me, oh, it's because they didn't have time. It was like, it was like running uphill. They didn't know what they were doing. It was their first project. It was hard. The job was done. The job was done. We all saw, but mostly me, I saw early alpha, pre-alpha, baby gameplay of when Dreadwolf was Dreadwolf. I saw the fucking spider, the one that we saw with the hands. I saw that animated. There was assets there. There was assets. There was some gameplay, most likely very rough but done. But no. How do you mess that so badly? That's the digital one, and I use the digital books because I use the screenshots for my videos as well. I wouldn't buy them. It's very expensive. I pay $40 for that. Don't do that. And the only reason that I did is because it wasn't available in other places. I do own all the other art books digitally as well. I can give them to you if you want. Just DM me. I don't understand. That's what I told you, and I told you that many months ago when I first read the art book, that it just pisses you off more and more and more and more, because it's bro, it was there. Sure, the game didn't work because people were being pulled in 1,000 different directions, but you could tell that the people that made the initial concept for the game, it was the people that made the game before they left. And then fucking EA or whatever, or BioWare, no, that's too dark. That's too gory. That's too... And people are yeah, fuck that. You're just trying to, completely ruin everything that I'm making. It's supposed to be like this. What do you want? And they just fucking left the company or were fired. And then you jump to fucking... Because from Joplin to fucking Veilguard, from the absolute masterpiece that we could have had to Veilguard, they're not even the same fucking game. They took the plotline of the Titans and the Elves and that's it. That's all they took from it. Everything else they pulled out of their fucking ass, and that's why it doesn't make any fucking modicum of sense, and it just feels so detached from the main narrative, because it's not part of it. They didn't take into account everything that came before that. In the other projects they did, and it shows that they did, because it shows that they know, oh, the elves were part of like Sola's like, you know, retinue in Inquisition. So we have to show that the elves are loyal to Solas in Belgard. Nothing. Cole was an intrinsic part of Solas. Solas wanted Cole to like remain a spirit, and Varric wanted like Cole to be a human. If you choose the spirit Cole, why wouldn't Cole be with Solas? Cole adored Solas, so why wouldn't they be together? It makes sense. You don't see anything. You don't see anything. Nothing. They didn't put any sort of effort into it. Everything was done in the background. 10 years. Solas is fucking from Inquisition to Belgard. There's been 10 years of chasing Solas. And in the other projects, you see that in the game, you were supposed to be playing, which is what I've said, you're chasing Solas still. It's not like, oh, you drop in Minrathous, you find Solas immediately because, you know, he has been doing this for 10 years. And all of a sudden he's, you know, he's been eluding you for 10 years and he can be found immediately. Also, why Minrathous? Why would he need to do it in Minrathous? It makes no sense. But sure, I'll take it. And then you fucking drop a statue and the ritual is you know, disrupted. No, in the other one, Solas is actively, he needs more power to fuel the ritual that he's gonna make to open the veil and to move the remaining like Emanuris to a prison, to another prison, so they don't awake. No. In this one? Like, how cool was that? To, like, see the Emanuris being, like, withered away. The ones whose life essence has already been used to power the veil. And only see Gillen and Elgarnan, like, laying there. Getting their life force, like, sucked out. And then you don't know what you're doing and you mess it up and they wake up. That would have been amazing. But it would have been amazing to see, like, the progression of, like, oh, we're getting closer. Because Solas is also getting closer to what he's looking for, which is probably like maybe where the Manuris are in the box of the Titan's dreams are, like the blight it's contained. And then that's when you find him. But it would have been like hours into the game, not 5 minutes into the game. Ridiculous. There's no stakes. You're not losing anything. It would have been interesting to, like, to see us lose companions maybe, and having to like pick us back up and find someone else to fight this war with us and lose and almost have it, and fucking Solas is like 10 steps ahead of us because he would be. Because he has a network of people working for him. He has eyes and ears everywhere, so he knows. And that's why you need to be covert about your operations. Maybe at the beginning, you're like absolutely like confident that you're gonna get him, and you walk into a trap, your entire party dies. And then you realize, like, okay, if I want to do this, I'm going to have to find people that are good at what they do. They want to make a change. And I will have to do this #, because we cannot let Solas know what the fuck we're up to. Like, learning from your mistakes. But we don't have none of that. None of that. The fact that it's been 10 years and we don't even feel the weight of all the changes that happened in that time. A Titan rage filling in the gaps of the body because they want to be whole but not so. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's crazy. Imagine if they would have kept the art style from Inquisition just to empathize that Inquisition and this version of Belgard are related. Yes, like tweak it a little bit. Like, bro, if it looks more like Dishonored, like the look of it, I wouldn't mind either. It's just like they went a completely different tonality and genre, and it didn't feel grounded in reality at all. And other people are like, oh, why are you so upset? It's a game. It could have been another game. It could have been completely different. This could have been the game that made BioWare come back, like return to form, and drop, 5 more Mass Effect and like 10 more Dragon Ages. And I would have ate them fuck up if they were like that good. But we live in a fucking society. The CEO of Dual Wield Studios has unalived themselves. What is Dual Wield? What did they do? Wow. The problem is that they don't give a damn about what they're working on. Nope. Those responsible for that mess don't even care about the fans. They just straight up corrupt everything with their malice and present themselves as victims before even releasing anything. 100%. Crazy. That is crazy. They had lots of Dragon Age Veilguard merch, so probably did not sell much if I was guessing. Why would it sell? No one cares about it. God. I saw Trix Wicks reposted on Blue Sky. When I saw the trailer in June, I was shocked. I thought it was weird how quiet they were in terms of marketing. They knew. They always knew they were gonna fail. Oh, they sell merch for Dragon Age the Veilguard. What if they went bankrupt or something, or the lack of sales, like, did a number on their company or something? I think I would have covered the art style, the tone, and story were on point. People don't understand just how much you can forgive. Like, I've said it multiple times. We forget things all the time. We still play games like fucking Fallout New Vegas and stuff like that. People play Minecraft, for fucking God's sake. The looks have never been a thing. I had someone the other day say, like, oh, why are you excited about Exodus? It looks worse than Veilguard. I'm sorry, do you think that I hate Veilguard because it doesn't look good enough? I hate Veilguard because it's bad. Really bad. Not because it looks bad. It's because it's bad. God. I wish we could have gotten a Blight that was Titan Rage where it corrupts everything faster. Yeah, or maybe, the Titan gets unleashed. Like, one of them gets unleashed. Maybe the other souls have been consumed by the Evanuris throughout the years, but one Titan remains, and you unleash the Evanuris and the Titan. How cool would it have been to see the Titan blight everything to try to fucking kill the Evanuris? Like, they are fighting each other. How insane would it have been? Like, the ultimate thing. Like, the war that started everything is the war that might end everything. That would have been amazing. But of course, what do I know? What do I know? I don't know anything. I don't know absolutely anything. I was out of the loop for several years, so the Veilguard trailer was a bad shock. The moment I saw the trailer, I was like, I knew for years, but you still have like that modicum of hope because it's like, it's a Dragon Age game. I like Dragon Age. What are they gonna do? I was thinking, in my innocence, I was thinking, it's gonna be the same quality as Inquisition, which is okay. It's an okay game. I was like, I can play it if it's the quality level of Inquisition. Boy, we didn't know how good Inquisition was. Did we? We didn't. We didn't know. God, would have been a God of War level between the Titans and the Evanuris. Exactly. It would have been amazing. You're just like there. You're just fucking... The Evanuris are trying to kill Solas. You're trying to kill Solas. The Titans are trying to kill the Evanuris and Solas. We're trying to kill the Titans as well. It would have been amazing. The trailer was a fucking bucket of cold water for a lot of people. Dragon Age 2 is even more preferable than Veilguard. Dragon Age 2 has fucking... It's amazing. If you look at it in like on paper, the ideas that they had were insane. They just didn't have the resources and the funding and the time. And they did pretty good with what they had. I would play, and I would still play it right now, Dragon Age 2 1,000 times before I play Veilguard. I won't want to finish Veilguard ever. Ever. Dislike for Veilguard broke me, and I bought Dragon Age Inquisition again on Steam this time, and I enjoy the fuck out of it because it is fun. Compared to Veilguard, it's extremely fun. The only good thing to come from Veilguard was being able to get the whole series on Steam for collectively $15. Can you imagine? Do you think anyone will suffer any consequences for all the ruin in every franchise we ever loved? The companies. You're seeing it right now. BioWare is gonna close down. Ubisoft is gonna close down. Bethesda is kind of like... Who cares about Bethesda anymore? If they keep pumping out like shows, maybe movies or whatever. But you're seeing it right now. You're seeing the downfall of all these companies. And it's what they deserve. We might not see it now or in 5 years, but in 10, I'm telling you that they're not going to be here. And they're going to be replaced by companies like Warhorse and Sable Interactive and Archetype Entertainment and all these like new companies that are coming up. And then the cycle is going to repeat because it always repeats. But guess what? I don't care. I probably will be dead by then. And as long as I have I have games that I can play now. I have like 5 games that I have been playing for the past 15 years. And as long as in the next 15, they give me another 5 games that I can play for the next 15 years. I'm okay. They can do whatever the fuck they want after that. Dragon Age 2 is a dictionary definition of game that was cut short and released incomplete. Exactly. Dragon Age 2 would have been received with a lot less critics if they had. Y si hubieran dado lecciones para Hawk. Diferencias de raza. Oh, yes. If like Dragon Age 2 would have been a better game if they had like let us create like our character, like maybe like an elf or whatever as a Hawk, but you know. We owe Dragon Age 2 an apology, yes. There's a lot of potential for a fan service in the game. Imagine the opening sequence between the gods in Olympus and the Titans would have been great. Amazing. Like build me, like, you know, let me care about the premise of the game. Let me see what I'm trying to get, what I'm trying to fix. But no. Ubisoft used to be the voice of our French people. Now they're the voice of Corporal Cox. We'll never get another worthwhile Raymond, and it's really that saddens me to not freaking end. Welcome to the fucking team. Played Dragon Age Inquisition on PS4, didn't like it that much. I didn't either. I got bored. Promised myself to never touch it again, and for 6 years I was okay, but then Veilguard was released. My dad bought Veilguard because he doesn't pay attention to the drama and just wanted a Dragon Age game. Poor man was so confused. I imagine, and it has to be even worse for like older people, like older generations, because like there's a complete like detachment of what am I looking at. Like they're like the Lord of the Rings fantasy, and then you get Veilguard and it's like, what is this? Veilguard is my there is no war in Bashin's thing to me. I just don't accept that as canon, and I'm sure I'll find fanfiction with better writing. Mine. Read my fanfiction. I have to finish it. I want to read it, like I want to write another one. You know what I should be writing? My book. You know that I started to like put things together for my book? It's not going well. The world building like phase of it, it's disgusting because you cannot actually get anything done. You're just writing things for the world to then write. I hate it. I played Inquisition in 2014 without the DLC. That time Epic gifted me the game last year with all the DLCs when I finished Trespasser. The only thing I said, wow, now I know why people are pissed. Yes, it's terrible. When I watched the teaser trailer for Dreadful, I was optimistic, but once I saw the official trailer, I thought, no me gusta. I was absolutely baffled by what I was seeing. And a lot of people were like so delusional of like, no, it's just the style of the game, like the cinematic. The game is not gonna look like this. Yeah, right. EA was obsessed with releasing one game per year, and that's what destroyed Dragon Age. Yeah. It destroyed a lot of companies, I feel like, as well. It's worse from as old timers. I still haven't gotten over Wizards canceling oh God, it's just so bad. It's like, I don't understand why everything has to change like this. I want to nickname Veilguard Dragon Age the fever dream and forget it ever existed. We will forget collectively, I feel like in a year from now, that it's ever existed. I refuse to write anything keeping it in mind, to be fair. I don't care about it. It's just terrible around, and it pisses me off to even think about it. I do think about it because, it's a example, and I said it multiple times, I feel like it's the example in the past year that just conveys everything that it's wrong in the video game industry into a fucking complete package. Like, Veilguard is everything that you could have done wrong as a video game developer. You did wrong, and you fucking run with it, and we're so fucking proud of it until you got fired from your job. You know what I mean? Unless there's a collective community grudge that we'll never forget. You know, same goes for Andromeda. Andromeda wasn't that, hear me out. Andromeda wasn't that upsetting. Because what they did right is that they completely removed it. They took it out of my Mass Effect. You know what I mean? It was like, it's in another galaxy, in a galaxy far, far away. You know, we're gonna do our, fuckery over here. And this thing, it's done. We're not gonna touch it. And they didn't touch it. And I feel like Andromeda could have had a lot more potential than it did if it had been made by more seasoned developers. I feel like leaving Andromeda into the hands of people that didn't really know what they were doing, why would you do that? First of all, I understand that there's some you have to learn, okay? I understand that you have to learn how to do things. No one is born knowing everything. But don't let that person be in charge of everything. Maybe have them like in the background, you know, serving coffee or something and looking at the people that know what they're doing work. But no. Andromeda, I like the combat. I like the, not the look of it, but the look of the combat. I liked the whole planet thing. I liked. It was a boring game. It wasn't an extremely offensive game for me like Vilgard was, but it was just boring. It had really forgettable companions. So yeah. And I don't think people really cared about Andromeda like failing that much because it was like, well, it's over there, separated from everything that we had. And the thing with Mass Effect, it's like, even though you can agree or disagree, the trilogy ended okay. It was an okay ending. The trilogy ended. It was done. The problem with Dragon Age is that it never finished. It was an ongoing story, and a lot of us, I thought, we would never gonna see the end of it. We were never gonna know about the Blight and what happened and this and that and the end of the what happened with the mages and Templars, which we also didn't fucking know in Belgard. It's been 10 years. What happened between the mages and the Templars? Did the Templars won and killed every mage? Did the mages go back to the circles of magi? Are the mages, like the circle of mages, abolished? We don't know. We don't know. Who cares? I don't care. I don't care. I wasn't thinking about that for like 10 years. I don't care. But, you know, it was an ongoing thing. It didn't have an ending. It didn't have an open ending or anything. We didn't have nothing to go with. So, Veilguard, it's trying to do what Andromeda did and try to like have like a reboot of the franchise with a completely different like premise and characters and threats and this and that. But you cannot do that in Veilguard while you're still like trying to tie ends from the previous game. You know what I mean? Ugh. It's just not gonna work. I remember I got bored of Andromeda and didn't finish. I have tried to finish Andromeda twice. I just got bored. I put it like, it's what happened to me with Inquisition, which Inquisition and Andromeda are like cousins. I stopped playing it and then I never picked it up again. Getting rid of the keep was the worst idea. Getting rid of every single fucking decision we've ever made in the past 10 years was a bad idea. That's was bad. And that secret ending in Belgard made me throw my controller. I was so upset. When I saw that ending, I was like, are you taking the fucking piss? Is it April 1st? What do you mean the Illuminati did it all? So you're saying that I, as a player, didn't have any agency from Origins to Veilguard at all. All the gameplays, all the choices that I've made, it was because the Illuminati made me do that? So you're taking every single bit of agency from every single character. Logain didn't do what he did because he hated the, you know, Orlesian Empire. And he didn't want Kalen to, you know, because Kalen was in cahoots, not in cahoots, but he was talking with the Empress of Orlais into a potential marriage, into a potential of like divorcing Anora and marrying the Empress of Orlais to unite the two countries. It wasn't, you know, something politically charged, and that he was like, you know, a veteran of war and he was seeing his entire life like falling, crumpling like around him. No, it was because the Illuminati told him to betray King Kalen and the Grey Wardens. Because that somehow, it's much better storytelling than a character having agency and in his past, like informing his decisions and his choices and how he acts in the present. Yeah, Dragon Age Keep was actually has a space of Inquisition. You can see what they were trying to do to prepare for Dragon Age 4. Now it's a tombstone. Yeah, all the choices that you could input in Dragon Age Inquisition in that section of the Keep, absolutely useless. I had so many Wardens, Hawks, and Inquisitors, and I had good playthroughs, morally gray and evil ones, but damn, big slap to my face. I feel like everyone that has played Dragon Age has like a canon Warden and a canon like Inquisitor and a canon Hawk that they have. I have mine, and I was like so excited to like see the culmination of all the stories that I have played, all the people that I have been in these games come to fruition and see them maybe even as cameos. You know what I mean? Nah. Mass Effect Andromeda has two good companions, Vetra and Drax. Yeah, because Vetra is trying to be Garrus and Drax is trying to be Rex. That's why they're the only decent companions. It's because they're literally carbon copies of previously established characters. Vetra is literally like Garrus, but gender bent. Vetra has a sister. Garrus has a little sister as well. They're, both. They have connections in the underground and whatever. So does Garrus. Drax is the same thing, but with Rex. It is the same fucking thing. And that's the only reason why they were good to begin with, but hey. God. Oh, PB, PB is fucking Belara. The same fucking character. It's so much better when one of the villains in the history of video games is turned into a buffon with no agency. Yeah, you love to see it. Because people are not allowed to be evil or to do evil things anymore. It's always out of their control. Villains nowadays are either, they're not evil, really, they're misunderstood, or they never had control over their actions at all. Like, people can be both. People can, have been good people and be turned into villains in the process. But not all of them have to be redeemed. And you can redeem Logain in Dragon Age Origins. You can turn him into a Grey Warden. But guess what? There's consequences to that fucking choice, because then fucking Alistair becomes a drunk. Because you let the man that killed his father figure and his half-brother live. I have a confession, I never finished Inquisition. Neither did I. Welcome. My canon warden was Dalish rogue, warden that had child with Morrigan. My canon hawk was a mage with a Grey Warden brother. Regardless, I played all Origins in classes in both games. Yes. Thank you, Kat. My main, my canon warden was the Queen of Ferelden, which, hell yeah, slay. My canon hawk was a mage that Roman's Fenris. And my Inquisitor was a mage that Roman's Colin. If the presentation that is voiceover and to a lesser extent animation Andromeda were better, I bet it would be better received. Yes, there's a lot of potential in Andromeda, just like the execution was really poor because the people that made it they weren't experts, they weren't skilled enough to pull it off. Dragon Age 2 had an insane amount of detail for when you imported a save. I came thrown together in 9 months. That's what I'm saying. And thank you for bringing that up, Miriam. A fucking game that was pulled in half a year. It still kept your choices from Dragon Age Origins, which we have a lot of choices in Dragon Age Origins. And you could see the resolution of a lot of those in Dragon Age 2. But a game that has been 10 years in the making didn't have that option? Okay. Dragon Age is not the first franchise EA killed. Command and Conquer for Tiberium Twilight was an abomination and killed CNC for me. It's, oh well, another one bites the dust. I have minimum hope. I mean, I didn't get that. I wasn't alive when that happened. I was alive, but I didn't know that. But for me, it was Origins. Origins started me on everything. And seeing Belgar was like, okay, this is the end of the road. Fucking boring. And even Inquisition had a ton of those. Yes. I got 10 hours into Inquisition. I'm going to say that, but it's true. Thank you, Kat. I love you. You guys look like the blue on me. Thank you. I got 10 hours into Inquisition, and when the title card came, happened to reveal that it had been all the tutorial, but exhausted. I forgot about that. The tutorial is really fucking big. It's really long. Even Baldur's Gate 1 made by all Bioware carry your progress from 1 to 2. That is crazy. And they couldn't do that in Veilguard. Right? There's too many options. Your choices will have an impact. No, if you don't know my choices, how are they going to have an impact? My save and your save is not the same. So my world and your world is not the same. There she is, you're awesome. Hello? Can't wait for Veilguard cosplayers on RuPaul's Drag Show. The worst Andromeda character, in my opinion, was Cora. I didn't care about Cora. She was, oh my god, I'm so powerful. I'm a human commando, basically. Oh my god. Have you heard of a game called Monster Hunter Wild? Yes. Everyone has heard about it. Confession, my canon Inquisitor is a Lavilan who Roman soul is. Most of us aren't crazy. I liked the Soul of Elan thing. And I hated how it ended. It was so boring. It was so terribly boring. And I feel like the Inquisitor, especially as Sullivan, had to be so much more involved in the story than they tried to do it. It's terrible. What are your earrings? They're like what do you call them? Like hearts almost. I'm here for you. They're like this. Why am I flipping you off? They're like this. You like? I like. They're very cheap as well. I don't own expensive furniture, I was gonna say. Like jewelry, because I'm paranoid that I'm gonna lose it. So all my furniture, jewelry, it's fake. Just how I like it. Just like me. Oh my god. Do you think there's hope for Mass Effect 5? No. To be very fair with you, no, I do not. And again, prove me wrong. Please. I want to be proved wrong. Please. I wanted to be proved wrong with Veilguard. But I wasn't. No, a lot of the writers that wrote for Veilguard are writing for Mass Effect 5. It's all up to the game director. They have said that they're gonna keep the tone more mature. Like, no, or like they said more mature than Veilguard, which fucking Ladybug, it's more mature than Veilguard. Fucking Pokemon is more mature than Veilguard. I don't know. A lot of things would have to, like, that's the thing. If it wasn't tainted by other departments, it would be fine. But the people that worked in Veilguard are also working in Mass Effect 5. So, Patrick Weeks, I say it all the time, do I have hope? The man that wrote Tash from Veilguard, it's writing for Mass Effect 5. Do I have hope? Not really. They would have to be, like, and I hope so. I hope that everything that is happening right now has put the fear of God and losing their jobs into their hearts, and they're running a really, like, tight ship. You know? And they're like, okay, we want this. Oh, but what if we make the Asari they them? No, Patrick Weeks. Down. No. You know what I mean? Hopefully. But if you have no hope, you cannot be disappointed. I don't have a lot of hope for Mass Effect 5. I have hope for Exodus and Dawnwalker, but I still have time to get burned, as usual. What was your kind of ending for Mass Effect 3? I killed the Reapers. In mechanical life, and my shepherd survived. She did like a little bit of like, so she's alive and thriving. She's having like mutant Turian human babies with Garrus. That's my. I'm not sure how much I can trust Michael Gamble. I guess you can see we would have to take a gamble. I don't know. And things in EA overall are not good. Like the whole DEI thing, it's running rampant in it. Not that it's doing them any fucking favors, obviously, but they're still like trying to like push it. So we will fucking see. Corinne has left BioWare. Yes, we know. Michael Galbon is leading Mass Effect 5. Can he be trusted? Do you guys wanna let me see? What has he worked on? Michael Gamble. Gamble. Is this the guy? I don't think this is the guy. He's working in EA, right? Okay. It's this one, I believe. If you know, you know. Okay. So we have, let's see, shipped multi-platform blockbuster AAA titles to widespread sales and critical acclaim, experienced and talented video game producer with repeated success in leadership roles, integral to deliver multiple titles and 20 plus DLC across 2 intellectual properties for one of the most beloved studios in the world. influential leader, serving as a senior producer on teams up to 150 members. I'm seeing a lot of, you know. Did you guys hear that? I'm gonna die. I'm gonna fucking... Did you guys hear that? It wasn't me. I promise you. Fuck. You will know when it hits me. I will know when it hits me. I'm so tense. Setting priorities, acting as a champion for the creative vision, and ensuring all deadlines are met. Passion for the industry and games with a highly visible public presence. I don't like the highly visible public presence. Derive great enjoyment from engaging with fan base. Depending on what fan base. You know? Yeah, Corinne left. Let's see. So, BioWare, he's been in BioWare for 16 years. Executive producer like for 2 years, leading the next Mass Effect, working with GM on studio leadership initiatives. Project director for 3 years, leading a team to create the next flagship. Are you for real? Are you deflating? Are you a balloon? Bro, I'm dead. I'm so fucking dead. You guys don't even... They stink. Her farts stink. They will wake me up. She will fart in the middle of the night. And they will wake me up. It's like... You fucking bitch. It were sealed in here. Oh my god. You guys don't understand. Ugh. Okay, created the next flagship Mass Effect title, pitching, budgeting, team building, creative direction, and alignment. He worked as the lead producer for Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Anthem. Joining the team a year before ship, made timely decisions, prioritized work, and managed a team of producers. Worked with numerous discipline teams at both Edmonton and Austin studios to develop the key elements that would define Anthem's world, which has been applauded for its exploration, the stunning visuals, and engaging characters. I couldn't tell you anything about Anthem if you've asked. Andromeda, a member of the franchise leadership team. That's not boding well. Helped drive the game towards worldwide release. Praised for its improved combat and visuals over its predecessors. It is the largest and most expensive BioWare game ever made. It's not a flex. Brought open world gameplay to Mass Effect for a brand new generation of players. I hate this. That's not boding well. If he worked in Andromeda, I think she's running. A producer, Mass Effect Andromeda, worked alongside content and level teams to define, prioritize, and achieve milestone goals. Worked to prototype new features and help manage transition of engines. He worked on a Mass Effect 3 DLC and Mass Effect 3 and Mass Effect 2. The thing is, he started to get like leadership roles around the Anthem Andromeda era, which I'm not impressed. I'm not gonna lie to you. He did work in other ones, but he was like a manager or a producer in those ones. As in leadership roles, he's only been involved in Andromeda and Anthem, where his words actually had like impact in the end goal. So, you know, engaging characters in Anthem, bullshit. Way too much to type and very limited work account, but they're just hand fisting DI in there, and I can forget that B is for belonging. My cat once launched a fart so potent he ran away from my room before the smell reached me. You know it's bad. She does that sometimes where she comes here, farts, and then she leaves. Like, Why would you do that? Just go outside and fart before you come in. She does that. It's amazing. We love to see it. Yeah, not impressed. Mike Gamble, not impressed. He's worked on Andromeda and other. Maybe, maybe again, prove me wrong and learn from your mistakes. You know, you were in Andromeda, it didn't work. Why it didn't work? If you're in a leadership position, you sit down and you're like, okay, this is what we had. It didn't work. Why didn't it work? And you learn from that. Anthem, why didn't it work? And we learn from that. And then we don't repeat the same mistakes in Mass Effect 5. Am No, I'm not holding hope for Mass Effect 5 at all, to be very fair with you. So, yeah, I'm not gonna be surprised when it fails to either launch or it fails at release. It just completely fumbles. It doesn't even land, you know? It just goes up and keeps going up. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if BioWare wants to survive as a studio, it doesn't matter what they think as a company, like their political ideologies or whatever, it doesn't matter. They have to like put those aside finally and be like, okay, we have to do this right. Otherwise we're screwed. It's a very serious concern. It's a very like looming threat of, if you don't get Mass Effect 5 right, your studio is dead. EA will shut down everything. It's over. Mass Effect 5 either like, or BioWare closes before it releases, or it releases and it flops and it closes. So they have everything right on Mass Effect 5. Do I think it's gonna be a return to form? Do we even know what Mass Effect 5 is gonna be about? Like, is it gonna be an attempt to at Andromeda of like, okay, it's Andromeda, but better. It's what Andromeda should have been. I wouldn't be mad about that. I don't want them to touch Shepard. I don't want them to like mess with my shit. We had an ending. The ending was what it was. You either take it or leave it. It wasn't the worst ending that we could have had. Look at Veilguard. It could have been so much worse. It's done. So make your own thing. If you want to use the universe of Mass Effect to do whatever the fuck you want to do, you do that. But, you know, keep your fucking grubby hands away from... What the fuck does return to form even mean? I wanted to play Mass Effect 1 and 3. I would play these games, not return to form to Mass Effect 4. Mass Effect 4, like, what they're trying to say is, like, the company. It's not even the game. It's, like, we want equality. Like, the return to form is, like, they claim that the game that they're releasing, it's on level, on par with the early releases. So when Veilguard came out, people are like, oh, it's a return to form. Saying that it was, like, the BioWare that made Dragon Age Origins and Mass Effect 1 was back. It wasn't back. It was a lie. It was a filthy, rotten, stinky lie. So, no. EA owns Mass Effect already. They don't need BioWare to exist. In fact, the BioWare name would actually hurt a game now. Yes, but I doubt that EA, if they're smart, they're ever going to touch Mass Effect or Dragon Age ever again. Or at least it's going to take them many years to even consider it, because they don't need Mass Effect or Dragon Age to be successful. That's the thing with parent companies. They don't put up games because they care about the IP, or they care that, oh, fucking fans have been waiting for this for years, let's release the game. They care about profits at the end of the day. They care about, like, at the end of the year, their profit, like, it's huge. And they have that with FIFA and Madden and all those games and The Sims. They're not gonna... They have their golden goose. They have it. They have the goose that lays, like, you know, gold eggs. They're not a... The thing with, like, studios, when they were supposed to be doing, it's like they have the parent company's money, and if they have IPs that have been known to make money, like in this case Mass Effect and Dragon Age, which made BioWare and EA lots of money back in the day, then they're greenlit to make more of those games. And you would think that they would do them because they like the project they're working on and they want to, like, deliver it to the fans. They're, as you know, the Larian CEO said, they're making games that they want to play themselves. That has been lost completely. They just make games because, you know, they're making Mass Effect and Dragon Age because it's all they have. Shiva, I need you to stop. I don't know if you guys can hear it. but I can. And I can smell it. And that's the third one. She's trying to kill me. If I don't wake up tomorrow, I want you to know that it was her. God. She's lucky that she's cute, you know what I mean? Good question. What setting can you do in Shepard's Galaxy without reckoning several endings? Otherwise, where's Liara? Liara was shown in the Mass Effect 5 glimpse, you know what I mean? So Liara is probably gonna come back, which makes sense because Asari are very long lived. I wouldn't mind that, but I need them to be very careful of what they touch with, you know, their Reapers and everything. If they bring the Reapers back, then that literally just completely like makes void everything we made in every decision and sacrifice we did as Shepard. And I would fucking kill them. I would go to the fucking studio and lit it, you know? Don't touch it. Don't do anything. God. I think two only forms they want to return to is the perfect forms, aka obvious out of shape, trying in their own cream vomit, probably. Reapers will just be called a gender. They don't have gender. They're Reapers. Can you imagine? Cause of death by a hazard dog. You guys don't even understand. The moment he acquired Bioware, it was a slow decline downhill. Yeah, because they sold themselves to the devil, and the devil is gonna do what the devil do. I want money. Keep bumping games, I want money. And then they're like, oh, okay. So it was an interesting theory that is sort of going to be like time travel or alternative universes. Fans have been trying to piece everything that has been released. Sure. Time travel, it's very finicky to play with. Also, what it's gonna change? Where are they gonna pull that from? I don't like that. I don't care. Hello, Gata. I was still holding out hope for the indoctrination theory up to a couple of years ago. Not anymore. I don't know. I don't want them to be too complex about it. They're gonna get it in over their heads and they're just gonna fucking shit the bed again. I just don't want them to touch Shepard. I don't want them to touch anything about Shepard. Don't go back in time and try to like, oh, we're gonna, like the fucking thing with they did, what if we go back in time and we destroy the Reapers before they become Reapering, you know what I mean? Like, no. Please, it's every fucking time travel thing. It's like that. It's like, yeah, let's go back in time and fix the issue before it becomes an issue. No, because then that means that everything that I did as Shepard, it's completely void and useless. And all the tears I cried and all the people that I killed, the Batarians that I sacrificed to stop the Reapers mean absolutely nothing. Oh, but technically it didn't happen. No, just put me like thousands of years into the future, okay? We're living in a world that it's shaped because Shepard sacrificed herself. Because Shepard, you know, made a lot of decisions, tough decisions for the good of the universe. And then we're someone, maybe still from like the N7 program, and we're picking from there, you know? We don't even have to be related. Maybe we want to, like, you know, we look up to Shepard. Everyone looks up to Shepard. Everyone wants to be the next Shepard in the N7 program. And another threat looms in the horizon. I don't want them to be the Reapers. Make the Protheans come back and be evil or be trying to take over the universe or to better it. Anything but that. Make a fucking, like, you know, like an arc. Like what happened in Andromeda where we are the arc of aliens that go into another galaxy and we try to colonize them. What if an arc of aliens from the other side of the universe comes to our fucking galaxy and tries to colonize us? That would be interesting. Something different. I don't want the Reapers and I don't want Shepard. Shepard is dead, okay? Leave them alone. Thank you. I don't like time travel. So Corinne casually killed the franchise and pissed out? Yeah. And the people that... Didn't I show you that? That Airbag is trying to say that the reason why Corinne left the company was because she wanted to like get another job opportunity. She's going into big and like bigger things, better things even. Didn't I show you that? This fucking twat, it's like, notice how the only people reporting that Bioware Edmonton is going to close are these Gamergate losers. Additionally, They failed to mention that she's moving on to another opportunity. Game directors do this all the time after shipping games. And I said, so you're saying that Corinne Busche left one of the most prolific video game companies of all time for better job opportunities? Where? Walmart? Listen, yes, game directors, sometimes when they have a successful game, they move into other companies. That's usually the case for indie game directors, for smaller studio game directors. And what they do is like they go up. What you cannot do is be at the peak, which is Ubisoft, EA, Bethesda. You're at the peak. Like that's the end goal, right? When you're like a tiny studio or like a indie developer, you want to be one of them. You are one of them. You don't leave the peak and go down for better job opportunities. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. No one does that. It's like, oh, I am the king. Now that this is done, I'm actually gonna try to be a peasant now. Because it's better. It's a better job opportunity than being the king. I'll just go down there to be a peasant. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. It doesn't make any fucking sense. It's absolutely retarded. Go. You farted everything that you had to fart, and now you're leaving. So she comes into my room, she farts, and then she leaves. Nice. Amazing. 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 Yeah, that's just fucking retarded, like rhetoric and logic of like, okay, she didn't quit because she failed at her job and people hate her and no one trusts her to do another video game ever. It's because she wants to make more games, just like Veilguard. They're gonna be really well received by the public, and she's gonna be making a lot of money in another company that surely it's gonna hire. No, that's not how that works. That's not how that works. And I know people that, you know, are trying to say that. They really believe that. They really believe that there's no way that the consequences of her actions got up to Corinne Busche. Absolutely not. There's no way that Veilguard could have been a consequence. Like, not something to be proud of, but something to be ashamed of. There's no way that could be a thing. That it's now causing Corinne Busche to be out of work and probably blacklisted and her reputation tarnished for the remainder of her career. No, there's no way that could be a thing. There's no way that people like me could have been right about what I said many, many months ago. No. Didn't Auntie work for a candle? She doesn't work by, you know, mortal rules. She's gonna fart when she wants to fart. So, God. Game directors of back projects don't leave after successes unless they retire. You don't leave EA. You have been working for EA for almost 20 years. And you have crawled your way, well, she crawled her way until she transitioned into, you know, the top. And then you leave? You finally made it to the top of the food chain. And then you leave, then you quit. It's almost like people wouldn't buy any game that you were on if you were continuing to be a game director at EA. And that you are a liability, professionally speaking. And if I was a company, I will let you go. And be like, hey, we cannot have you here. Like, people literally hate you and know who you are and know that you're working for us, know that you're a game director. They're gonna be looking for your name in every single project that we release. And if they find you in one of them, they're gonna boycott us. It's almost like when you are put into a position that doesn't suit you at all and you mess up, there's only so many times that you can like fucking fuck things up before you cannot hide anymore, that you're just not suited for your job. It's like, you cannot put me in NASA. You cannot put me behind all those fucking buttons, you know, and talking to an astronaut, because I'm gonna get him killed. And then what? Is it because I'm a woman that people cannot fucking fire me from NASA. I was put in there because I was a woman, but most likely to be the face of NASA. And now I'm going like beep, and getting fucking shit exploded everywhere because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know. I like space. I like to look at the fucking moon sometimes. That doesn't make me fucking knowledgeable about planets and what to do in, you know what I mean? Same thing with fucking this bitch. Oh, I like to play RPGs. That I like to play RPGs too. That doesn't mean that I can be like, okay, now I can make a fucking RPG from scratch. I can't do that. I can. You know what I do? I like RPGs. I like dark fantasy. I like sci-fi. I write fan fiction about it. I write like novels about it because I can do that. No one can stop me. But that's it. I don't decide, oh, now I'm gonna like be the game director of Mass Effect 5. I like Mass Effect, so why can I not be the game director? Anyone can be the game director. Me too. It's stupid. It was never gonna work. They set her up for a failure. They just thought that her being trans and being the face of an ideology, like, hey, we're BioWare. We're like you. We're allies. We're hiring people from the collective. So you should buy our games, not because they're good, but because we're allies. Slay. They thought it was gonna be fine. They thought people were gonna be like, it's okay, it's an okay game. And they just released it at the worst possible time in history of ever. Because guess what? People are sick and tired of consuming okay, mediocre games. I'm not paying $70 for a, yeah, I didn't hate it experience, okay? I don't. I want to play a game and feel something. Be moved. I don't pay $70 to feel fucking indifferent. I don't know about you. I don't read a book to be bored. I read a book to have fun. Maybe that's just me. Okay? Stupid. Stupid, ridiculous, ridiculous, stupid, stupid. I hate it. I don't understand. I don't understand. And if I can put two and two together, why cannot people do that? People that, you know, have been working in the industry for years. And years and years and years and years. And have experience. Allegedly. So if I can come to the conclusion, why can you? If I know that that's not gonna make money from all the way over here, why cannot you that are making the decisions there? I don't get it. And then they claim to like listen to the fans and listen to the audience and listen to this. Absolutely hated Velcro personally. It was as far from Origins as possible. Yeah, it's almost like they said, Origins? You liked Origins? Bet. And they said, watch this. And it started walking the opposite direction. Like, keep watching. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, guys, I'm gonna leave it here because I have to fucking have dinner. Okay, and I think we have talked about everything and more that we had to talk. We talked about Corinne Busche leaving EA, just like Dragon Age, the Veilguard as a whole. We talked about what could have been. I showed you the art book for Dragon Age the Veilguard, and I feel like now all of you are much sadder and bitter because of it, which I enjoy, because if I have to know what it could have been and be miserable about it, you have to be miserable with me, okay? I don't like people not being as upset as I am, okay? And yeah, we talked about Mass Effect. We talked about Dawnwalker, which I'm not looking forward to, in the sense of like, I hate it. Not, but I think it has potential, but I will wait until we see more gameplay of it and more videos. And yes, thanks so much for watching and for yapping with me and letting me yap and letting me scream and letting me do my thing, which I enjoy. It brings me joy. And I will see you. What day is today? What day is today? Tell me. Friday. I will see you Monday. Okay? I usually don't stream on the weekend. I might stream because sometimes I play video games with my boyfriend and my friends. So if I'm playing, I might as well stream it for you guys. So we might have some pajama streams coming on in the weekend, or we may not. You will see me live when I'm live, but I will be live on Monday. I love you guys. See you soon.